Peace to the family. We're here for another amazing chat. Thank you for showing up. Today we have a very serious subject matter at hand. We're going to be discussing the outcome of yet another act of police brutality going in the favor of the police as opposed to the people that they're supposed to protect. We're talking about none other than Keith Scott. And our condolences go out to that brother's family, as this was yet another black man who was murdered in front of his wife. She had to watch the brutal slaying of her husband. So let's just really hold in contemplation what's at stake here, as yet another black man has been murdered before the likes of his own wife. And we've become so desensitized that many of us don't even feel the affliction after a month or two has gone past. So we're going to revisit what took place. And in doing so, we'll be able to say, okay, something got to give. So again, I thank y'all for coming into the chat. Be here with me as we have some parties that's going to join us tonight and help us out in our assessment as far as the situation is concerned. So I hope your night has been going good. We got some serious talk that we got to get into. We have to organize the people, and we have to do it by any means necessary, by any means possible. So let's make it happen. Thank you for showing up. It is now 34 minutes after the hour. We said we was going to start at 6:30. We started at about 6:31. You know how I do. We don't play these games. Right now, I'm presently giving my guests for tonight the link so they can find themselves in this chat so we can get to work. Thank you all. So while we wait for our brothers and sisters to get into this chat, let me see what you all are doing out there in YouTube land. Let's see what's going on. I'm interested to hear from y'all. Let me see what your comments are. I'm going to start this thing off with some videos as well. I'm interested. I'm going to start this thing off. I would like to share my screen pretty soon so you all can see what we see. Peace to the family from Miami. Let's make it happen. Peace in Jones. Somebody gave me this hat when I had class at Long Beach University. They actually make these hats, and I thought it was pretty cool. So I'm always proud to represent it. Hey, we all love Ashley. That's dope. Thank you for putting that out there, yeah. So as always, I'm glad to see the family that's in the building. And let's get ready to get on with this show, shall we? I normally like to give people about 10 minutes to come into the building. Much love, Soul Jones, much love. Let's get this thing going. I'm going to share my screen and let's go over a few things, family. Let's go over a few things together. Let's start off with this stream. Let's get off on the right foot and let's get to the videos to open up. First and foremost, let's take a look at our sister Ashley. Let's see what she's talking about.
So if a child has a low-grade fever, when I say low-grade, I'm talking about 103 and lower, you can actually regulate the baby's temperature and bring down the fever through skin to skin. And keep in mind, there's a lot of things going on when you have skin to skin. It's not just, the thermoregulation, oxytocin is being released. And keep in mind, when you are in a better mood, physically, emotionally, and mentally, you heal better. And that's what skin to skin offers. Through the oxytocin, through the thermoregulation, through homeostasis, through the feel good, through the breast smell, all this will bring down a baby's fever and provoke and promote wellness. When you know that you don't need anything but you can take pride in these things because of how you can utilize all it is that you are with
She's
less.
The best. Stop. You going crazy. She going ahead. Come on. Let me see those emojis out there with the rounds of applause. She going crazy right now. I'm having neurological DNA explosions all over the place. I'm exploding all over my body. Don't worry about that part.
Yeah, so we got to give her a whole lot of props. She came in here and she put it down dramatically. And I wanted to show that because tomorrow we are bringing Ashley back. Yes, we are bringing Raet back. We are bringing Aminette back. And tomorrow's subject matter is going to be, are you ready for this? Tomorrow's subject matter is going to be, and this is because of the online consensus. Do you have a dating show? Do you have this? Do you have that? So tomorrow's show is going to be on how to get a conscious woman and how to get a conscious man. Because everybody keeps coming on this platform, allegedly, they're all conscious and they can't find conscious people. So we tend to have a forum filled with conscious women and conscious men that say they can't find each other. Somebody's lying, people. Somebody is not conscious out there. All right. Or maybe we just on so many different levels of consciousness that it's very difficult for people to find the one where the chemistry is more in alignment with their chemistry. So tomorrow's conversation is going to be about how to get a conscious man, how to get a conscious woman, and how to consciously get involved in polygamy. So we got all sorts of 2 steps. We're going to be doing the 2 steps. We're going to take 1 step into the relationship and we're going to take a 2nd step into polygamy. We're going to take our time. We're not going to microwave the information. So don't think we're going to microwave the data. But tomorrow we're just going to have fun and discuss the things that the people are asking us to discuss. But take notes because it's going to be very, very intense. Peace, baby. Be sure to take notes. It is going to be very, very intense. Okay?
You talking about over there?
Who?
You. I'm hearing some shit. Some.
Hey, this is a family show. I'll tell you what the subject matter is tomorrow. Just go with the flow. Let me stop. But yes, so by popular demand, we're going to have the family back on board. And we're really going to address this lifestyle that everybody's talking about because everyone is saying that come on the platform, I'm conscious and I can't find the conscious opposite sex. And since there's so many people on here not able to find the conscious opposite sex, let's see if we can connect people or let's see who's lying. Because I know some of you out there, yeah, I can't find me a conscious sister, you feel me? Some of you guys out here probably jerks. You're probably not conscious. You're probably playing games. Or your level of conscious might be so low that when a woman is conscious, you might think she ain't even conscious. because I don't connect with her, and if I don't connect with her, then maybe she's not conscious. So we don't know. But whatever the case may be, we're going to give brothers and sisters some tips and some pointers. Take it from people who have experience. And by experience, let me say this, take it from people who are successful. Very important. It's horrible. It's horrible when people get advice about relationships from people who constantly fail. People are constantly failing. And those are the people that are normally given the relationship advice, which is why the people they give the advice to wind up failing. And then the relationships fail and miss the children being born. I think we see where this is going, family. I say peace to my brother Jabari. He's up in the building. We're going to connect with him very soon. We're going to connect with him very soon. I see you, my brother. Right as soon as I started talking about you, I got the text. Definitely see you, man. So we're going to get to you. Just paving the way for us to get into tonight's subject matter. All right. So I had to show them this clip of Miss Wright. Ashley, she puts it down. Let me share another clip with the family before we get directly into business. Walk with me, family. Walk with me. Okay, we're gonna do another clip. Which clip is this one? Oh, we don't want to do that one yet. Let's get this one. We need you to support us on GoFundMe. Vegan Revolution. Vegan Revolution. Vegan Revolution. Check this out. Check this thing out right here. We need your support. If you go to GoFundMe Vegan Revolution, donate, Black family. It can be even $1, but we need everybody to participate because we want to provide vegan food. We want to deal with our brothers in high-risk neighborhoods or at-risk youth, in addition to dealing with our good brothers and sisters that are part of the gang culture. And we want to restore the humanity in the hood. So take a look at this. How you doing? Sister's conceiving. She homeless. She ain't got place to live. We want to give her the whole lot.
You know, we all we got. That's for God right there. You get it, they got you. You know, we like you, God. That's y'all. God, that's y'all. Oh, the baby's over here? Oh, we like the shoes, you know?
I appreciate it.
What's up, baby? Good?
It ain't New York style. No.
Yeah,
They don't go like that.
I'm from New York, but I got from Cali. You know this.
More pizza?
Get that pizza.
Say it ain't real. This man is keeping the game. The mind of the mind, the heart of the heart of the. You know, you gotta understand what you got, what you working with. He's like, baby, I love you. You know I love you. You know we got.
So it gets no better than that. Shout out to the 300 gangsters. 300 gangsters. They're in the building. PFK Boom. Love you, brothers. They was participating and giving out so many turkeys. And actually 500 turkeys. And, you know, Negroes always say, how come it's not vegan? That's part of the plan for the future. But will you support now that we're giving you an opportunity? That's why we're telling you to go to GoFundMe.com and type in Vegan Revolution. Donate, family, because we're going to be giving away toys for the holidays to the youth and then setting up the lecture so we can teach the adults about economics and also help them with their situation. We are also giving away food throughout the month. Into 2017, we will be giving away vegan food left and right. Donate to the GoFundMe. Do it once a week. Do it twice a week. Put up $1 if you got nothing else. Don't think that $1 doesn't work. We're not mad at you. If we get everybody to support, we can do a whole lot. And now, on to today's subject matter. Take a look at this.
He doesn't have a gun. He has a TBI. He's not going to do anything to you guys. He just took his medicine. Don't you do Did you shoot him?
Today, Keith Scott's murderers, his murder, got off, and they elected to say that it was a lawful act.
After a thorough review, and given the totality of the circumstances and credible evidence in this case, it is my opinion that Officer Benson acted lawfully when he shot Mr. Scott.
We need to change the racial composition of our political representation. One of the means by which we'll accomplish that is by making sure that the people that come into our communities to enforce policy reflect the ethnicity of the very people that they're saying that they're here to protect and serve. We have to discuss how to effectively organize. Join us, family, tonight. So I hope y'all got a good look at that. Let me play it one more time.
He doesn't have a gun. He has a TBI. He's not going to do anything to you guys. He just took his medicine. Don't you Did you shoot him?
Today, Keith Scott's murderers, his murder, got off, and they elected to say that it was a lawful act.
After a thorough review, and given the totality of the circumstances and credible evidence in this case, it is my opinion that Officer Benson acted lawfully when he shot Mr. Scott.
We need to change the racial composition of our political representation. One of the means by which we'll accomplish that is by making sure that the people that come into our communities to enforce policy reflect the ethnicity of the very people that they're saying that they're here to protect and serve. We have to discuss how to effectively organize. Join us, family, tonight. Let's get it. Thank you for staying tuned with us. We're back on. There they go. We got our guests in the building. Brother Michael Edwards, my Hebrew brother. Let me say that. See, in this alternate universe over here, we don't bang. When we go to other parts of the multiverse, we wind up banging. But over here, we've managed to secure our brotherhood. And we see eye to eye on quite a number of occasions. In fact, many, many occasions. So without further ado, I'll ask my brother Michael Edwards to unmute his mic, introduce himself, let us know where your channel is at. You know, people be sure to subscribe to the brother's channel. Very, very funny brother, very articulate and very, very intelligent. So without further ado, my brother Michael Edwards, you are part of today's show. We wanted to get a brother from not just a Hebrew perspective, but just a different walk of life in general to chime in on this conversation, how you feel about this conversation, and also contribute to some questions for the platform, for the audience to stimulate their consciousness, and then hopefully stay around so we can all interface with the community when they come into the chat. Because, you know, before I close out, I always allow the community to have the last word. What's up, my brother Michael?
Shalom, my brother. POLIGHT, how you doing, man? Can you hear me clearly, brother?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear. Shalom.
Okay, shalom. Shalom, Jabari. How are you, my brother? I can't see you really. Okay. Yeah, man. My name is Michael Edwards. Many other people in the community know me or acquainted with me. My YouTube channel is Mr. Controversial, Michael Edwards, RBG Hebrew. If you type in any of those names, you'll find my channel at the top slot. So I greatly appreciate if you can subscribe. And there's a lot of content on my channel. Very eclectic channel. Very eclectic. But I appreciate you letting me chime in on this conversation, man, because this is one for the ages, brother. This is one for the ages, especially as relates to our laws, you know, and what we have to represent us, as you were speaking about our political representation.
That's correct.
I talked to a lot of people about Eric Holder and about the brother Eric Holder, his position, and one of the main reasons why I feel like the brother left his office. You see, back when Mike Brown was had his ordeal. God rest that brother's soul. Shout out to Mike Brown's parents. It seemed that Eric Holder was the one that wanted to press for justice for this brother. And we seem to not have a political presence or political voice at a higher place than Eric Holder in our president. And I think that was terribly sickening. So I think that our political representation in offices, representatives, senators, congressmen, all should bear our voice continually as far as justice, you know what I mean? And we shouldn't accept that, complacency from our people that we put in office. So I think that's a great mode of attack in this conversation, our political representation. But I have the questions that I wanted to ask and pose to the community here, and even just talk about. So if you want me to hold those, or you want me to?
I want you to hold that real quick, and let's officially bring in the brother Jabari, and let's get this thing on the road. Let's get it on the road.
Peace, can you
Brother Jabari, peace. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you loud and clear.
All right,
Let these people know where you from, what exactly you got going on, everything your family got going on, and then we'll show them some flyers for the events, and we'll move from there and start the questioning.
No doubt. We representing from Baltimore, which Baltimore we call Tubman City. So we got a lot going on down here, brother. Polite, we had you like about 3 weeks ago down here in Baltimore.
That's right, and I'm coming back.
No doubt. It was, man, people was loving the event. Got a lot of love from Baltimore, Tubman City, and they want to have you right back. I've been doing events for like 20 years, and very seldom do we get like a back to back. You know what I'm saying? So this is like within a month, you coming back down to Tubman City, so it's gonna be beautiful, man. It's gonna be beautiful, and dropped a lot of knowledge on that day. You know what I'm saying? And we got a beautiful topic to talk about as we go into the new year. With the Trump becoming president, a lot of our people scared out of their minds right now. You know what I'm saying? They don't know what to do. So, they've been calling and trying to figure out what's the plan, what's going on. So I think ending off the year is a proper event to actually end off with. How do we triumph after being Trump? It's the topic. Was America ever really great? Is the topic. So yeah, man, we look forward to having you come back down and build on some of these issues and police brutality and all this other stuff that we got going on in our community. So we look forward to that, big brother.
Man, loving it. All right.
Yeah.
And I'm listening.
Oh yeah. So I mean, I had a couple questions. You want me to hold my questions also, or you want me?
Yeah. Let's hold those questions real quick.
All right,
and
no doubt.
What I would like, Brother Michael to do real quick. Hold on real quick. What I would like Brother Michael to do real quick is to speak to the community about your perspective of that shooting real fast and the outcome whereby they say that this shooting was an act of self-defense and the policemen had every right to do what they did in the manner in which they did it in. I want you to speak about that, my brother Michael, real quick.
Right. Well, it's painful to see. It's painful to see what the community, not our community, but the community at large and the media, even one of the last killings, they called it a good killing. A good killing. That being defined by our state of enmity with the police is sickening. Brother, looking at the brother as he was backing away from the car, and I'm saying backing away from the car. Number one, for anybody that's ever been behind the trigger of a gun, if someone is backing away, that's a clear mode of retreat. And I think that if, I'm not sure if this went through court proceedings and a jury, that type of trial or whatnot, but who could miss that? That's a total injustice right out of the gate. And also the aspect of mental health, people, I think something should be said and done about that as far as training the police on how to deal with us. because it's not like, you know, we should get a special pass for crime, but there's been a lot of scarring by Black people. And there are a lot of us that are in the, you know, in the public, in the streets, that are not medicated. And this is a sad truth, but this is a reality for our people, a compounded malady from social ills, and then, you know, from our plight here as free slaves. But that was one of the things that just jumped out at me, that the brother was retreating from that situation. And for anybody, a police officer or, you know, a judge or a juryman to say that that's a justifiable homicide is really, 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 I mean, that just reeks of injustice and reeks of what we've been seeing for months and months and months and months. Repetitive dumbing down of the people, repetitive, I mean, belligerent recasting of the person's position. That brother there, again, one more time, was in a mode of retreat. How can that be deified? I mean, excuse me, not deified, but how can that be classified as a justified killing? That's my first point, the backing away. Also, with all of these, and I went through a video that I did a couple months back, and I think I uncovered like 175 men and women killed from 2015 until the earlier part of this year. I mean, a great amount of people just over and over and over and over and over and over. And again, we don't have representation on the federal level. The federal level differs from the state level, I mean, so drastically. Every state tends to interpret the laws based upon, you know, their particular social order there. Case in point, Louisiana. I came up in Louisiana. I was raised in Louisiana. They have the shoot the burglar law in Louisiana. Now, the morality of living under Napoleonic law in Louisiana versus what we live with the controls and all of the extra gun laws that we live with in California. How is that balanced by the federal government? Because if it's a nationwide problem, then there should be a nationwide solution, not a state by state solution or a county by county solution. So again, that political representation on a higher federal level, I think that would be one of the things that we should be shooting for in this next cycle of elections that's going to be coming up in the next 4 years and in these state elections. Great representation that won't back up. Yeah, I don't want to get too long-winded on that, but
yeah, it's all good. You know, I'm just trying to keep this going. I don't like the people waiting, so I like to keep the energy consistent. I have one more special guest coming in. I just wanted to make sure that the people are stimulated intellectually and that we're not starving them. You know, I don't like people waiting around for these streams. I just like us to go straight into the work. So yeah, we can get into the first line of questions. Maybe you brothers can take turns. And then, you know, I got some questions for you guys as well. And before we do that, actually, let me do this. Let me get a word from our sponsors, actually. Let's take a look at the events that's coming up. Let's do this. Let's take a look at these events coming up. Work with me, people. We're going to go straight into the subject matter. I just want to take a look at these two flyers here. So this we got coming up Saturday, December 17th, 2016, of course, in Baltimore, Maryland. Triumph or try Trump? Which one y'all want to do? We're going to triumph or we're going to try Trump? And this is going to take place at Banneker Blake Academy for Arts and Sciences, 1101 Winston Avenue, Baltimore, Maryland, 21212. That's the zip code, between 6 to 11 p.m. All right, the tickets are $25 in advance, and it's going to be more at the door. Get your advance tickets. Brother Jabari will let you know where to go to get that. It's Triumph or Try Trump. Reconstructing the Maternal Consciousness and Socioeconomic Disposition of the Black Community. This is a live lecture featuring Ashley, also known as Miss Wright or Miss Wright's Way, as well as Brother Polite, myself. Of course, we have a live performance from King Los.
Place at Banneker Blake Academy for Arts and Sciences.
Put it on mute. Put it on mute.
21212.
Put that thing on mute, my brother. Okay, that might be our newest guest. And then we have in Cleveland, December 23rd, exactly the week after, we'll be in Cleveland, the NCSD, New Covenant Special Defense, and we'll be giving out toys to the children at the first projects erected in America. That's right, the first projects in America, Cleveland, Ohio. We're gonna be giving out toys to the youth, and then we're gonna do a lecture. I will be doing a lecture to the parents of the youth and the community on the socioeconomic disposition of the people, how to uplift them, what they can do for absolutely free, the outlets that they have in the form of our community, whereby they're able to use us in the event that there's an instance of child molestation in their household, and so forth and so on. We're there. York Wright Masonic Hall, 13512 Kinsman Avenue, Cleveland, Ohio, 44120, between 8 p.m. and 11 p.m., okay? So that's where the lecture is going to take place. So live lecture by myself, of course, Nasu Amure Senatumre. And for more information, you can hit us up at New Covenant Cleveland. That's our cell out there. Some people would say branch, but that's our cell out there. Our brain cell is New Covenant Cleveland at yahoo.com. You could check us out on New Covenant Cleveland Facebook, and there goes the phone numbers. You could call Sister Lorient, 440-989-7730, or Brother Anu, 216-358-3257, or Brother Son Brayal, 216-624-7832. So we're gonna be late. So again, we'll be in Baltimore December 17th, and we'll be in Cleveland December 23rd. In Baltimore, we will be feeding the homeless much vegan food. Day after day after day, it's going to be vegan. It's going to be free. Go to the GoFundMe. Go to Vegan Revolution when you go to GoFundMe. Donate as little as $1. Donate as much as 100 or more. Donate something. Nothing is too big or too small. We're using this at this particular moment to buy toys and to buy food. And we're doing this with the gang members in the community. One of which that I definitely know is in the chat room is Big Wolf. And that brother has organized and many subscribers of the gang community, the Bloods particularly, over 400 Blood members. He is definitely organized in Baltimore. We need the support, family. Support. There's a lot of criticisms about the gangs and the violence, but then when the brothers is feeding the homeless, where you at? You feel me? And not only feeding the homeless and not color tripping, not color banging, feeding the homeless with their Crip brothers. We need you, brothers and sisters, to get involved, okay? Because now we living in a day and time where the gang members are setting certain precedents, and the gang members are showing more love and support than the so-called conscious brothers and sisters who are constantly criticizing and degrading each other. How about that one? So let's get back to business, family. We're gonna get back to business. We just need a word from our sponsors. I'm gonna ask you guys to hold it down. I don't know where the real Black Atheist is with Michael Edwards. I can vouch for Michael Edwards. Oh, there goes my publicist. Hold it down. I don't know where the real Black Atheist is with Michael Edwards.
Oh, yeah, all right. I'm good. We good. What's going on, family? Black
Hey,
After Power.
Unc is in the building. My wife said, Unc is in there? And Michael
What's going
Edwards?
on, family?
Yes.
That's Shorty right there. What's up?
Hey, look at
Oh, yeah, beautiful wife, Black African Power.
That's right.
look at Dennis. Look who else in the building.
Hi, Dennis. Uncle Dennis in that?
We got Hip Hop Inquirer in the building. Hip Hop Inquirer, unmute your mic, Hip Hop.
He wants to say.
Unmute your mic, my brother. Let me see if I can unmute it. You gotta unmute it.
You got dog.
Put your computer on mute when you speak. Yeah, when you unmute your mic, make sure your computer's on mute. Yeah, so we in the building. We're gonna have a great discussion today. So I got my publicist on deck. This is a rare moment right here. That's the man who helps get me in tune with the events in Hollywood that these Negroes are so angry about. That's a good guy. We got the real black atheist here, you know, and I want to ask my Hebrew brother and my atheist brother, how can we use your perspective to get us out of this police brutality? Before y'all ask me any questions, we need to take turns with these questions. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take turns with these questions. So the first question that I got is for my Hebrew brother, Michael Edwards, in a short period of time. How can we use the Hebrew doctrine to get us out? Did you see the video that I sent you?
Did I see it yet?
All right, hold on. I'm gonna play it one more time. Just put your joint on mute. And that's for all the other people that may have not seen it as well. Let's do this right now.
He doesn't have a gun. He has a TBI. He's not going to do anything to you guys. He just took his medicine. Don't you? Did you shoot him?
Today, Keith Scott's murderer, his murder, got off, and they elected to say that it was a lawful act.
After a thorough review, and given the totality of the circumstances and credible evidence in this case, it is my opinion that Officer Vincent acted lawfully when he shot Mr. Scott.
We need to change the racial composition of our political representation. One of the means by which we'll accomplish that is by making sure that the people that come into our communities to enforce policy reflect the ethnicity of the very people that they're saying that they're here to protect and serve. We have to discuss how to effectively organize. Join us, family, tonight.
Okay. We gotta get ready to let the fireworks off. We got a lot of prolific thinkers in the building. All right, so you saw that. And today they announced that there will be no charges for the police because it was a matter of self-defense as they killed that black man in front of his wife. So today we are here as a community to discuss the issues. I will be asked questions by y'all. I will be also asking you guys questions as well. And these questions should stimulate the interest of the community at large. And then we will allow the community to come in, weigh in on what they heard, and possibly ask us questions. So we got different people here from different backgrounds. Brother Jabari, entrepreneur alongside his family. They had some banging kale chips that they gave us. They're doing a heck of a job. He's also a promoter, and not just any promoter, not like a club promoter, but a conscious community promoter. He's keeping the stimulus of activity and consciousness in Baltimore. Much love to my brother. We got Michael Edwards, who is a Hebrew Israelite, and on many occasions has represented their community way better than the likes of a lot of the other brothers. All right, so he has a spiritual disposition that he can impart wisdom on us with. Then we have Hip Hop Inquirer's very own CEO, founder of Hip Hop Inquirer, amongst many other businesses that he has, and also my publicist, Dennis Byron. Okay, and we want to get it from a Hollywood perspective. I mean, this guy is very successful, has that mansion there in Atlanta, Georgia. Not to blow up your spot, but that man, I mean, it's just too big a house to call it a house. So we want to just hear from the perspective of a man that's in a mansion. What the heck you thinking as a black man in a mansion? That's all we need to categorize you as. A black man in a mansion. You no longer a publicist. You no longer a founder of Hip Hop Inquirer. You are a black man in a mansion. We want to know, do y'all give a damn why y'all live in mansions? That's what we want to know. All right, and we seen how big your TV is. You might as well rent out movie there tonight for the people. And then we got Brother Ankh, who is not just an atheist, not just a black atheist, But a real black atheist, he's going to have to break that down for us because people get it misconstrued all too many times. We need to know why the necessity to put real or prefix real to black atheists. And why the necessity to put black and prefix that to atheists. Why can't you just be a damn atheist, man? What is the problem? That's what the people want to know. You know, are you doing sacrifices? Are you killing the chickens? Like, are you evil? Are you a satanic worshiper? These are the things that the people say anyway. So you can't get away from it. They're going to say it anyway. So we just have to keep revisiting it so you can compound interest on the answer. So no matter where they go and they see you, they know what it is. Uh-oh, Michael's laughing. So he might be guilty. Michael might be guilty. Don't get caught out there, Mike.
Yeah.
Don't get caught out. So I'm ready. Man, you gotta be careful, Mike.
Hey, Polite. You know what? I was just thinking, right? And I started to realize that when we was considered ourselves coming into consciousness, right?
Yeah.
That we was unable to break the bad habits, and we brought all the bad habits with us. You know, I repeatedly heard Dr. Ben say he didn't believe in God over and over and over again, and everybody act like he didn't say that, and they act like he meant something else. So I just cut straight to the chase, right? And I did a real in-depth study on what they call an atheism, right? And what I found was, let me give you what every Black American should be. It says in Western classical antiquity, atheism was the fundamental belief that supported the legitimacy of the state. The Polis, later the Roman Empire. It said historically, any person who did not believe in any deity supported by the state was fair game, right, to accusations of atheism, a capital crime. It say for political reasons, Socrates in Athens in 339 BCE was accused of being an atheist, refusing to acknowledge the gods recognized by the state. Now I ask you, as we get into consciousness, right? African Americans, right? When the hell are we still acknowledging the state-sponsored religion? Was it not the state-sponsored religion that brought you over here? Think about that. You got Pope Martin. You got Pope Alexandria. He wrote the Papyrus Bull. He decreed that any nation that you find that does not have a Christian monarch, you can enslave them and bring into Christ. So why the hell would I be anti that? You got the Muslims, right? The state-sponsored deity Allah, right, was forged in battle against the Africans. So aren't we all supposed to be against the state-sponsored religion? I kind of thought maybe I was losing my mind or something, but I figured it out. Religion forces fear on us, fear to God. And so as I walk towards being who I really supposed to be, I can no longer fear the gods that they gave us. So a deep, in-depth study of real Black atheism allows you to recognize on who you really are and allows you to recognize that God is really a political system. So until we put our own political system back in place, right, I am atheist. I'm against the state-sponsored religion. And this is all documented. And so like this brother that got shot down, that's because we don't have a system in place. You're not going to shoot a Jew down like that. You're not going to shoot a Korean down like that because there's consequences for their actions. So what are the consequences, right, for shooting a brother down in North America? What are the consequences? Are we just going to march? Are we going to follow the state-sponsored governmental system? What is the consequences for that? It's not a lot of consequences because we have not taken a real look at nature, bro. And so a real Black atheist respects nature. I know exactly what I'm looking at. I understand what I've seen. Plain and simple. So that's my explanation on what real Black atheism is, because I'm against the state-sponsored religion. And I'm thinking everybody's supposed to be conscious, should be on the same page with me. But you know, maybe I just don't know what I'm talking about.
Uh-oh, you Atlanta brothers bring that heat. God damn. All right, Michael, we got to get you. What do you got to say in rebuttal to that? Because I'm sure you got a rebuttal, and we don't got to be soft on this platform. We just got to be respectful, but come with the fire, because right now, Unc has everybody in the chat pretty much convinced that we don't need your doctrine. What exactly can you bring to the table in light of this decision as it relates to Keith Scott, and in refutation to Brother Ank's disposition as a real black atheist? Or has he given you insight, and maybe you too may not be reluctant to identify yourself as a real black atheist? Let us know what you're thinking.
Okay. Well, I want to say good evening to you first, Ankh.
What's good, bro?
How are you?
Black
All right.
African power.
Black African power, and I'm with that. I'm going to read to you first, right out of the dictionary, all right?
Uh-oh.
Atheism. All right, we have atheism and we have atheist, right? Let's deal with the noun form. And listen to these key words. Listen closely. A person who denies or disbelieves. Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me get it back. A person who denies or disbelieves the existence of God or gods, right? Now, if we read the definition of atheism, listen, key words: the doctrine or belief that there is no God or gods. So here we have, again, let's bring out the scales of truth and righteousness in all things, not just tapering this to a difference between me and him. Everybody believes in something. If you don't believe in God, that is called a doctrine, and that is called a perception, and that is called a belief. No belief, as Marcus Garvey would have put it when he created the UNIA, no belief is more valid than the other as relates to our rich culture, which is way bigger than atheism and bigger than Israelite culture. So the solution to our strength, our political voice, our movement as a people is first having the balls to say, I can embrace you being an atheist, but can you embrace me being an Israelite? This is what was conquered in the UNIA, and this is the point of the brother Marcus Garvey being kicked out of the country. Because when you want unity, you don't look for offense or division. So here it is, watch. All this year, my brothers been asking me, with all of the division in the community, how can you link up with Sinetta? I'm saying my brothers, right? My brothers that are Israelites. But I'm saying the bigger picture is that we have a what? Like Malcolm said, common enemy, right? So if we have a common enemy, all of the belief and all of the doctrine, not just my books, but yours, have to take a back seat to what's important and what's common. So what is important and common? Let's go back to the dictionary. Let's look up the word justifiable. Okay? Read that for you. Adjective form. Capable of being justified. Defensible. All right? Defensible. Key word, defensible. And I'm going to wind it up because I don't want to be too long. I know we got to pass it. But defensible is our common ground and where we start the fight in developing a political voice or even a social voice. That what we saw on the screen a minute ago, that's not defensible. And I don't see how it was allowed to be placed defensible in the courts. But what is defensible? Does that word play that I just gave you, does that tweak you wrong? Does that say, damn, this brother has something, you know, in him that I can't walk with him. I can't find out what is defensible with my brother because I carry the Torah. I'm asking a question. That's not a rhetorical one. Just quickly so I can close it. Is there something that tweaks you wrong about that? Ankh?
No, not at all. As a matter of fact, real black atheism, you know, the problem is, y'all, it don't be me, it don't be my group, it don't be my people. Like we see past religion. We see that genetically speaking, we're all Homo sapiens sapiens. We all come from Africa, and we all in the struggle together. And so it don't matter what your religion is. Not at all. I've never had a problem with anybody's religion. I just get that because I refuse to paint the state-sponsored religion black, right? I refuse to bow down, okay, to the politics of Western culture.
Hold on, shout out to Baltimore.
Because I just got enough heart to say I love nature, and we're natural people, and everybody hate me for that. I'm not mad. I don't need God. All I need is the friends that I develop, no matter what religion they have. My mother, my father, my great-great-grandmother, my great-great-great-great-grandmother, my great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather. I need the sky. I need the sun. I need the rain. I need the natural aspects of things that will bring me food, clothing, and shelter, and protection of that. Ain't no God ever protected me. Now, by the time I go to Africa and understand the politics on what they was deifying, I recognize that they was only going back to nature. But since people don't understand decipherment, they don't understand translations, they don't understand transliterations, and they're lazy scholars, they actually don't recognize that Nile Valley Africans and Africans abroad, they really worship nature. They really had ancestral worship. So I don't got a problem with you, bro. I just got to understand what the politics is behind your little dirty religion, and I understand it.
Uh-oh. Come on.
Get out.
Now it's getting ugly. Now you're throwing shots.
I'm not throwing shots. He didn't create that religion. As a matter of fact, his bloodline predates the religion. He know that. He's sharp. You sharp.
Quick rebuttal. Now, okay. All of what you just said, watch, I'm going to show you the difference in Marcus Garvey's philosophy and your philosophy, which is a doctrine of yours. Watch. This book right here, the Book of the Dead, and all that is what you believe, nature is bound up in physics, which has, number one, LAWS. That means laws. Those same laws are recorded in the Torah. So whether you have a propensity for this, which I won't call trash, but I'll tell you there's pornography in it, there's foolishness in it, there's autofellatio in this.
Hey, you better watch it. So you gotta show us another night. We're gonna have to walk with you.
Right. Right. I'm not gonna do that.
Waters, Mike.
Yeah.
I learned to love you, Mike.
Yeah, you don't play fair, Mike. Come on, Mike. You had your chance, Mike. You lost, man. Come on, you lost. Brother. Let's go with that, bro.
Mike. Don't make us go into this.
Yeah, don't make it.
Don't make me do it. I love you, bro.
Hold on, listen.
I love you.
Listen. I love you too, but like, listen.
Wow, you still trying to.
Don't make me do it.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
I'm gonna ask the audience.
All right, listen.
Should I do this, audience? Should we do this?
Yeah, hold on. Let me get mine. Yes, you should. Hold on.
God damn it. You see, this is gonna be.
Let's do it together. Hey, let's do it together.
let me open this thing up. Let's just show you.
Watch this though. Check it out. Here it is.
See what you done started.
Check it out. I have no disagreement with Ank's perception of what nature is. Right? Yeah. Check it out. If I say to you that the Torah is based in physics, it is based in what you live in as non-religion, laws. Now, if I could prove to you that physics is at work in the Torah, and you can't show me physics at work in this book, if I can show you that, will y'all drop that and get on the side of UNIA and Marcus Garvey's understanding of what is justifiable and it being a common ground? If I can prove that.
Yeah, go ahead and prove it. You know what you messing up at, though?
Thank you.
Can I tell you what you messing up at, though, real fast? The Look, the difference between what you holding on to, right? I can actually go to Egyptian papyrus, right? And so you got religious papyri, you got tax information, you got storehouse information, you got land endowments, you got wills. This is why I'm gonna beat the shit out of SETI and them come December 18th. Because see, that's all people teach is the quote unquote coffin text. Y'all don't even know what it say, but I'm gonna let you have that. Trust me with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so at the end of the day, the coffin text is just one body of literature that you find on coffins. What about the other thousands of documents that the Nile Valley Africans have to administrate their country? See, this is the difference between what you're doing and what I'm doing. See, I can show you facsimiles, direct copies from the original, but that's not really the conversation. What we're trying to say is, how do we deal with the situation, right, when the governmental system shoots down an African? What is it that we supposed to do? We supposed to follow nature, man. Nature tell you what to do and not to do and how to do it. Now, culture show you how you're supposed to fight back. So if you follow the culture that teach you that you're a slave, then you're going to give a slave response. I follow the culture of nature. Nature teach you what to do and how to do it. That's what culture is for, bro. And so that's why I don't follow the politics of anybody's God. It's not hard. I'm not locked into the Torah. I'm locked into nature. Watch this, yo. African people worship the sky. How about that? How that sound? I can prove to you that most Africans worship the sky. Does that make sense to you? It makes sense to me. Why? Because the sky is the oldest thing in the village. There is nothing older than the sky. As a matter of fact, the sky is boundless and endless. You can't talk to the sky. You can't grab the sky. The sky isn't in the affairs of man. So why is the sky so important? Because the damn sky holds the sun. The sky holds the rain. These are things that are essential for life on earth, bro. Basic things. And so we got to get back to the basics, man. I'm not mad at your religion. I'm saying that your religion had 500 years chance to change the conditions, and look where we at. It ain't happened yet. So at a certain point, we got to recognize doing the same thing, getting the same goddamn results. In NA, they call that shit motherfucking what? Suicide or just right. Come on, man. Like at a certain point, we're gonna have to change something, yo. And I'm saying that's now, a natural thing.
Hold on real quick, Mike. Hold on real quick, my brother. I just want to involve the other brothers that's on here.
Is that Jabari right there?
That's Jabari.
Really? You ain't speaking Jabari? That's how you feel?
Yeah, we gonna get Jabari in. Hey, yo, Dennis, you out there? Where you at, Dennis?
Polite. I want to remind you that I asked him a question, not for him to run on with the rest of my time. So I would like to finish my statement.
Go ahead,
my brother. Go ahead.
I like this new mic, though. I like this new mic.
I'll give it to you. I'm gonna give it to you. You know how I go. I don't play it. I don't play. I don't lie. Check it out. What you're talking about as nature is no different from what is in the Torah. The Torah tells me to honor the mother and father. The Torah tells me to honor the earth. The Torah tells me the prime elements of creation, which this book don't. But this one, since you said this ain't the only one, this is the biggest and most comprehensive copy of any of your coffin texts or any text that you got in it. That's why I pulled this one out.
Mike, come on, Mike. Just don't try to teach us about our stuff, Mike. Just talk to us about your Torah, brother.
Polite?
Please.
Come on, you can't ask a question of fear. Are you in fear of listening? Are you in fear?
Is it in fear?
Okay, listen.
Nah, brother.
Okay, don't ask. Here, let me finish, brother.
I'm warning you. I'm warning you. I'm not asking you a question. Go ahead, bro.
I'm not listen, let me finish what I'm saying. Y'all really jumpy. Y'all afraid? Come on.
Nah, Mike, you have talked the longest than everybody here.
Right, but you asked me a question, brother. I was speaking and I asked him to interject for a second, and it went on to his rant.
That's not what happens when you make several. Hold on, real quick. When you make several accusations and then you ask one question, you have to understand that that's likely to happen. But go ahead, my brother.
I made no accusations. It seems like you're getting sensitive too. I made no accusations, brother.
Did we look up the word accusation? Come on, it's all right.
I'm teaching. Let me move on from that. Let me give my spiel so we can move on. Right? Here it is. Everything that you just said that is analogous to nature is analogous to the Torah. You just said a long spiel that had nothing to do with the brother that got shot, nothing to do with any resurrection of the mind. All you just gave is a spiel that I read for you out of the dictionary. And I prove that what you're saying is doctrine and belief. Now, if I tell you again that the prime elements of creation are present in my belief system and yours, you should get off the pot and be real. The conversation is about what can we come together on. You're pointing the finger, saying that it's my people, but listen to how you talk. I was invited here to speak about the brother and what we can do as far as justice. Not hear no nigga shit. And what I'm saying, I see is nigga shit. That's real shit. If I'm telling you that I don't have a problem with your autofellatio in this book, that's your business. You can go suck your own penis if you want. But the point is, that ain't my business. We're here.
Come on, Mike.
Nah. You know what?
Hold on.
Hey, Polite, you know it's not fair. It's not fair. Hold on for a minute, bro. It's not fair when you sit up on the panel like you got some honesty in you and you just straight lie. You know and I know that book does not have in there what you saying and have in there. You're looking at see, that's the problem. You're looking at that book with the eyes of the oppressor. So all you can see is another man sucking his own penis. You can't see the. Do you not realize, I seen you show the coffin text, and you act like that person was giving somebody head. You remember that one, You still say that. But a close examination show that person, first of all, is in white, that person ain't even a person. Second of all, that person not even on the same level, because you got to understand the depth in Egyptian art, right? So you can look at the hand behind the coffin. It ain't even fake. Like, you just play too much.
I know. But hold on real quick.
Too much, bro.
Hold on real quick. Brother Michael.
Great. His name is the Pray. Hold on. Hold on, Polite.
It's going on for a long time, Mike. Come on, Mike.
Come on.
Since when is Gab a real human being, though, Mike?
Hold on.
Let me read it.
Brother Mike.
Can I read it? Can I read it, brother?
You can't. You can read it on your next turn. You've been talking for a long time, and I've been very respectful, brother. I'm telling you, you've been consuming a lot of time, and it's all right. But what I'm trying to tell you, you could do it right on your next turn. You don't even have to answer the next question coming at you. You could just pull up the book and do what you do. I want to chime in, and I got to get the brother Jabari involved, and I got to get brother Dennis involved. We're going to get it back there. This is a prime example. This is me talking now before I go to the brother Dennis. This is a prime example of why things are so difficult for us to organize. Because in the process of even you trying to tell Unc that he's being hindered in his ability to unite, it seems like it's very hard for you to communicate without saying very condescending, undermining things that you know. Hold on, my brother. Like, I didn't do that to you. Brother, you're going to allow me to talk. I'm not even going to mute your mic. Allow me to talk. Come on, brother. Listen, are you getting emotional? You see how it works, right? You see how it works? You're going to defend yourself. I understand. But let me talk, my brother. I'm not going to mute your mic. I'm not going to mute.
He insulted me, and he insulted my belief system.
No, I understand, but we grown men. So hold on, brother. Hold on. I'm not going to mute your mic. I'm not going to mute it. We shouldn't have to mute each other's mics, correct?
Damn.
That's all I'm saying. Let me talk.
Represent each other. You shouldn't misrepresent each other.
My brother, you're going to get a chance to talk again. Let me speak, my brother. Let me get a chance to talk, whether you agree or disagree, because when I tried to intervene to diffuse this potential problem, you insisted that I may even be emotional. So I allowed you to do your thing, and I just shut up and was quiet.
That's the truth. I'm going to tell you the truth, brother. What did you bring me here to
tell me after I finish talking, brother? You're going to talk again. You're going to talk again. I promise you that. Because I'm not trying to control or manipulate anything here. allow me to speak, and then I'm going to shift it over to the other people on the platform, and then we're going to bring it right back, and you can pick it up right where you want. They may not even choose to speak as long as you choose to speak to make your points. They may talk lesser. Nonetheless, they are here not to just hear y'all two talk. So allow me to chime in, because even when y'all came on, I only did the promotions and played the videos. I haven't even really got a chance to expound on anything. Even when you came on, you had questions for me, and the brother Jabari had questions for me, and I said, no, I'll ask you guys questions and let y'all build first. So I didn't even get to build first. So allow me to say something in short, and then go to the brother Dennis, let him contribute, and let's move to Jabari, and then we got everybody in the mix, and then we keep this thing going. Okay? And then I got you. You're going to speak again. I ain't going to be into that muting the mic business. We shouldn't have to. So I'm saying this. From this perspective, it doesn't even have to be true. From this perspective, it appears that once we start communicating about belief systems, things cannot be said consciously. We making some unconscionable decisions. You know, I can't even say it's unconscious. I have to say that it is clear that things are being said to fluster the person you are talking to. And now, once that happens, we've nullified our ability to work with each other in light of the fact that a brother has been killed and we looking to organize with each other. So when it becomes theological imperative for us to have to say, look what's in your book, look what's in your book, you now compel a man to say, let me defend my book, let me defend the information that I'm standing on. Even I am impelled to say, come on, brother, I don't want the misinformation as it relates to me also making subscriptions to that information. Let's stick to the subject matter at hand. So once you felt like you got offended or impacted in the wrong way, it became incumbent that when you got your turn, while you're telling the brother he needs to learn to unite because something's holding him back, you're now castigating him all at the same time. This is completely true. It's on recording. We can see the chaos erupting from religion. We can see it. So now we're going to go to the brother Dennis. See, I didn't talk long. We're going to go to the brother Dennis. This is good. This is an actual case study for how come it's so hard for Black people to organize with each other. The actual case study. You feel me? So, brother Dennis, the celebrity publicist, the CEO, the founder of Hip Hop Inquirer. Come on, Dennis, get up on here before we have to go back to war again. There we go. Because you know, Mike, we don't have to bring him back on the show another day so we can address these false allegations that he's pretending not to have seen broken down already. At least come with some new allegations, man. What's wrong with these people, man? God damn, how much times we got to break down the same thing? Come on, let's go, Dennis. Let's get this, man.
So, first of all, I appreciate you letting me get on your platform. You know, I don't get on much. Actually, first time I've been on your platform.
Pause. Can't be caught.
No, but seriously, I just want to talk about briefly what we witnessed in this press conference today. And for, you know, I listened to both the brothers speak, but I want them to understand this never went to court. It was never in court. What we saw today was what we saw in the case of Darren Wilson and McCullough and Ferguson, how it took them probably an hour to say that they weren't charging Darren Wilson. So what we saw today was a similar situation. But what we have to remember in all the stuff he said during the press conference, why were none of the cops there had body cams on? Why didn't they record any of that what happened? The most obvious thing, body cameras, that police department used body cameras. So why do we have to rely on the account of all these cops that were on the scene and not the body cameras? Why do we have to rely on a photo with the impression of something in his pocket versus actually seeing the person pull a gun out? So we had to do a little critical thinking. So this was just a setup, like the situation with Darren Wilson, in my opinion.
That's right.
You know, because if we didn't see it, I mean, how do we know it happened? I mean, how do we really know it happened?
What do you think about how long it took for us to finally see some of the camera work from what took place? Because remember, they wasn't forthcoming about showing any video. What do you think about that?
I don't want people to think I'm a conspiracy theorist. However, I understand technology very well. I understand how video can be edited. I understand how you can slice the beginning, you can slice things in, and if they were being very transparent, they would have released the video day one, because ultimately it's gonna have to come out anyway. I mean, you don't have to be bogged down by requesting the same footage that you're going to get. In the case of Chicago, when the young man got shot 16 times, if you look at that, just study that video and look at it very carefully and look at how the video shifted to one angle. You have to look at these angles. And you guys are on videos all the time. You got chop video up and everything. You know how a video can be
set out there.
Right. So, I mean, the fact that he had to take almost an hour to give a press conference means he was trying to distract people. But the obvious thing is, show us the video. Why did none of the cops have body cameras on? And there was still a question whether or not the cop who supposedly had shot him actually was the one that shot him. Because there were witnesses saying that it was a white cop who shot him.
Facts.
So the narrative, if a black cop shot him, it can't be a racial crime. It can be racially motivated. So he took one for the team. Okay, well, I shot him, but it's going to be ruled justified. You can't believe what you can't believe half the things you see, and you can't believe nothing you don't see.
That's a fact.
Can't believe nothing you don't see. So while it sounds good, the sound bites are good and everything, but we as people that I've been in Ferguson, I've been in Sanford, I've been in every hot spot in the country when something went down. And when you talk to the community, is always different than what the police account is.
That's true.
So I had to believe the people who actually were there. People looking out their windows. People are knowing Mike Brown versus someone who never knew him. They came into his neighborhood and told him to move out the street, basically. And we don't know. We never see video with that. With the interaction with Darren Wilson and Mike Brown.
That's right.
So then you have to ask the other question: why did a video pop up? And I'm gonna go back to this other case, but why did a video pop up of him in the store earlier? When did that? Who grabbed that video in the first place? How did that fall into the whole narrative? Obviously, fell into the narrative because you had to victimize. You had to make the victim, feel basically that he was the one that was responsible. But in the case of this situation, they were never going to indict. And now you have someone that will be in the Oval Office in the next month and a half that is going to basically be greenlighting all this stuff. I mean, they look at the Attorney General pick, Jeff Sessions. Look at his history. Look at the state. Just do a little background of how the power structure is being put into play. So the question is, what are we going to do about this? How are we going to address this? I hope we're not waiting for the Democrats to because they got their butt kicked. So what are we going to really do about this? At the end of the day, how are we going to mobilize the people to take the proper action? And what are we going to do?
I dig it. Brother Jabari, you had any questions or statements? What's going on?
Yeah. No, I just wanted to say, chime in the conversation. He's talking about like how people can mess with the videos and all that kind of stuff. Most people don't know that I'm a student of magic. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a mini magician to a degree, right? And so I go to these conventions and I go to different places and I watch people standing right in front of your face, bro. You know what I'm saying? And do stuff and you don't know what the hell is going on. You just like, damn, I know something happened. I don't know what the hell just happened. You know what I mean? Like something just disappeared. right in front of your face. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what this country is, the great magician. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, they could, oh my God, you know, they got time with a video and dap it all up. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, they can stand right in front of your face. You standing there. You know what I mean? I could do something right here, right now, and you'd be like, damn, how'd you do that? You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, you know, that's what they study, that's what they do. And they constantly manipulate the people all the time, every day, all day long. And they lead you, and it's called misdirection. You know what I'm saying? You had you looking over this way, you know what I'm saying? The trick is actually happening over here. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? So this is what they do all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's a deep science. That's how I got into it. You know what I mean? But it's like, yeah, man. I mean, it's deep, and I'm glad you're having this forum here tonight because you know, we got this saying, you know, in Baltimore, Tubman City. My brother probably know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think before he left, even go away. You know, we always said unify or die, and we bringing that slogan back real heavy this year. You know what I'm saying? Unify or die, and we got to come together. We ain't got no choice. Like, we can play, we can, you know what I mean? We can play around with this, tap around with it all we want, but we got to come together and organize. They're gonna keep killing us. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna keep killing us. You're gonna see every day. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be more killings, gonna be more things going on in the community. But until we come together and unify, it's gonna keep happening. We got to organize.
I totally agree. So you have any other questions or comments?
Well, I have a question for Brother Polite.
Go ahead, my brother.
Now, we had to come together. But what do you think is one of the steps that we as a people can do to address what's happening? And I want you to also think about how the Russians are, for example, in Brooklyn, because you're from Brooklyn, how the Russian community is so tight, how the Hasidic community is so tight, how the Chinese community is so tight. It's one common denominator in all those communities that we are lacking. And can you tell everybody what that is?
Well, I'll say the first thing we have to be realistic about is that we're not going to get everybody to organize. That's one. And once we get that into our heads, it'll be a whole lot more easier organizing because we'll accept all the people who don't participate. Also, what we have to do is recognize the fact that the people who are getting picked off are people that are not part of communities, whether they be even Bloods or Crips. The people being killed by the police generally are not part of the Black conscious community, quote unquote. I don't think that's an accident. Whether it be Mike Brown, whether it be Sean Bell practicing a Christian ritual to go to a strip club or see his last set of buns before he gets married, whatever the case may be. One thing we see clearly is that it's not the good brothers and sisters who come off as Black conscious that's being murdered. I still haven't seen it. Okay? So that tells me something. I'm not saying that they're afraid to pick us off. They may deal with us differently. However, we gotta realize, or what we have to impart wisdom to the community, to the people about, is that if you are not part of us, you are part of a group by default. And that makes you part of the group that's more vulnerable and susceptible to being murdered. Because one thing we realize is people that are part of any kind of organization seem to be less susceptible and less prone to police brutality. Wherever there's any form of organization, you just become less susceptible. So I know these killings are targeted killings. Maybe we also carry a certain energy or aura or frequency about us. But one thing is for sure, they are murdering Black men who are not part of Black conscious communities or developments. That's one. So the first thing they need is to come into the Black conscious community for safe haven reasons. Two is we need to have political classes to raise the political conscious or cognizance of the people in the community so we can learn how to react in real time, not ask for the things that they will neglect to issue on the moment. We need to efficiently address issues as though we have a foresight of what's going to happen, because it will happen again. It's going to happen again.
Right, proactive.
We need a centralized media. That is to say, we need a media that is interconnected with the whole Black conscious community so we can always control the narratives as it happens. I'm not talking about the media that you see Black people use. One day they got conscious information on, the next day they're using their media to tear down one of their brothers, because that turns people away from the people who have political conscience. What we need is a very fair and impartial media outlet that everybody is commissioned to subscribe to, whereby we're not relying on one person to travel to get the information, but we exist as a network of people from state to state that are obligated to cover stories as they happen, and we upload it to the same platform. And by platform, I don't mean page, okay? So let's be clear. Facebook is a platform. Instagram is a platform, okay? My app is a platform. What does that mean? That means that I have control over my content. I don't have to follow certain rules and regulations as I upload things in fear that it'll be taken down. So we have to have our own platform, not pages, not where just before you slander Brother Polite, we have to watch you solicit the sale of European products as you hope you make a quarter off of the damn monetization. Okay, no, we're not talking about that. We're talking about a platform that is ours, that from state to state and even out the country, people can submit the data so it can be uploaded so that people can control the narrative so someone else doesn't tell our story, because that's one of the most dangerous things working against our community. Because believe it or not, people still believe what they see in the media over what their brother or sister says. So we have to create a trusted media outlet that is uncompromised, a media outlet that isn't concerned about tearing down Brother Ankh, or Michael Edwards, Hebrew Israelites, or Brother Polite, irrespective to all those different conversations. Their number one goal is that the narrative goes uncompromised within the Black community. You couple that with political conscious classes and how to respond and how to react. And why you need that is when something happens and there's a riot brewing, we've learned people like George Soros has put $33 million into riots and riot affiliated activities that Black people were involved in. This is a pale man, a Hungarian pale man who's a billionaire who has funded $33 million in riots and riot-like activities that Black people contributed to. All right, so he's shaking the hand. What we need to know is that we have our own speakers locally that are trained by us to speak on our behalf, defend us, or represent us in other capacities so we're not exploited or manipulated, okay, in ways that work to the detriment of the community. Because anybody goes up on top of the car and starts speaking and turns us up, we don't know who this Negro is. The least we can do, you know what I'm saying? And this keeps happening. So we need to turn around and say, who the hell commissioned this man to speak on behalf of all of us? And everybody goes, charge, steal the toilet paper, and we just start going in. So what we need to do is say, hey, we already have community organizing, and we've delegated certain responsibilities to people in our community that in the event these things happen, these guys are our voice. These guys are our muscle. These guys are our media. And we have to set that up from state to state. We don't have to be rich to do it. If we have to start off grassroots and use our cameras, a lot of cameras today are better. A lot of our phone cameras are better than a lot of people's actual cameras today. Okay, so if we have to just use phone cameras and say, look, you 6 guys are our media, just get real good quality shots, take from the phone sideways or horizontally, not vertically. So when we upload it, people can see everything at length. Simple stuff. Once you got the knowledge of videotaping, plug them in, educate the people on how to catch these shots when it happens. Educate our people how to use their recorder on their phone. Do what we can, and we'll do better in the future. We don't need millions of dollars. Do what we can now, and we'll do better in the future. All right?
I want to be your man. Rose told me. I told him if he was.
I don't know what that is. But anyway. So we'll take another question. But These are, of course, it's not the end all. That's not the answer to all things. But we have to control the narrative. We control the narrative by controlling the media. We have to control the muscle and organize the muscle. So brothers have to practice shooting. Brothers have to practice how to respond. If this thing gets too violent, we need brothers that know how to actually respond violently right back. We don't like to talk about that. That's the elephant in the room. Once you start telling black people, we might have to respond violently. If we out here peacefully protesting, peacefully videotaping, peacefully getting our media, and they start pushing us down.
Well, that's not, Brother Polite, that's not responding violently. That's exercising self-defense.
That's what I'm talking about.
There's a difference.
And they call this shooting an act of legal and lawful self-defense on behalf of the police when they killed that brother. They actually said it was an act of self-defense when I watched the press conference.
Because they control the narrative.
There you go.
That is the way it is. But let me just say this, and I'm going
to can I make a quick point real fast? I think it's very interesting that we forget why we're here. There's only one reason why we're here on Brother Polite's platform, and that's because we was kidnapped. We was kidnapped 500 years ago, and that's the real elephant in the damn room. Some kind of way we think all of a sudden it's a walk through the park and we super free. And everybody wants to forget that, right? And everybody wants to forget the mechanisms that they use to kidnap us. They dangle their political system on us. And so now we take the same system that they downloaded into us and we try to fight every battle with it. Now, how goddamn ridiculous is that? At a certain point, as men, as women, as African people, we got to stand up and be what we supposed to be. Like, how we don't know the fix is in. This ain't hard to see. But the question is, why is it they don't shoot Koreans down like that? Why is it they don't shoot other Europeans down like that? Why is it the Jewish community don't get shot down like that? So, like, I'm sure if Polite was to come in town and ain't had no way to stay, he could come in my spot. And if he needed a couple dollars, he could get that too. See, we got to be able to do this everywhere. We have lost trust for who and what we are. I should be able to go to Baltimore and a family take me in. Because tell you what, I was raised in the Jewish community. And the Jew, no matter what I want to say about their religion, that's why I laugh at my man Mike right there. Because you as a Jew, you can't go get some money from another Jewish family if you was to end up somewhere and need it. But they can. It's called the JCC, the Jewish Community Center. Why don't we got the Black African Power Community Center? Where as soon as something like this happens, right, we can politically deal with the issues. We don't have no power. We're powerless people because we use the systems that was given to us to fight the oppression. You can't fight oppression with the oppressive system that was given to you. It's like a crackhead trying to fight his drug habit by smoking crack. Makes no sense. You're gonna always be done. So I just want to make that point. Like, man, they're gonna keep shooting us. Wait, hell, they shoot their own self. You can actually look at police shoot more white people. Think about that shit. So we need to stop crying, man. We need to put a system in place. Like Jabari said, this is one of my favorite albums, right? What's the name of the album, Jabari? It was called what? Unified Die, right?
Unified
Yeah, that's my favorite goddamn hip hop album. Y'all to get that. Promise you that, right? It's Unified Die. But it's an important piece in that. Support yourself or die. Because you know Christmas is coming and niggas is going to be spending millions of goddamn dollars as they walk past YouTube and watch a person get shot down. You're spending money with the very system that's going to kill you in the end. You spend billions of dollars on these holidays in the very system that turns around and don't give you no damn justice. When the hell are we going to stop that? At a certain point, we got to start taking personal accountability. And I'm saying we're personally responsible for changing our situation in North America. Because don't no cracker, don't nobody care about you. You got to love you. Ain't nobody gonna love you like you love you. You gotta spend money with yourself. Polite got businesses, I got businesses, Jabari got businesses, right? When we gonna start? Black Friday is a motherfucking sham. What the hell? It ain't even Friday, it's Thursday night now. Everybody be leaving dinner, the fucking shot with racism, white supremacy, and then cry on motherfucking Monday about not getting a call. the fucking judgment call, and the judge is the white people. How the fuck they go? Get out of here with that. I call that shit complete foolery and nonsense. I call it religion, and Mike, it's your goddamn fault. Because you keep painting your shit black and acting like that shit gonna save us. That shit ain't working either. We need to spend some money with each other, develop a system that's strong and backed by money, backed by annuities, backed by shit that we can use to, and guess what? And then when somebody come take that shit, I bet you we'll be ready to fight then. Right now, we ain't even got no skin in the game, yo. Niggas ain't really gonna fight because they ain't really losing no money. Put some skin in the game and then try to mess with black people and see how we react. How they say it polite? Look, money talk and bullshit walk. Niggas get mad at you for having a couple dollars.
You already know.
I mean, that's the common denominator, the economic power that we have in our community. That's the denominator.
You just said it right. We make everybody rich, bro.
Right, exactly. Why do we see videos of people bum rushing a Walmart store? It's disgusting.
I seen that, Joy.
It's disgusting.
I seen your post. That was crazy.
It's disgusting.
Let them know you can buy that shit online, yo, and you ain't got to fight.
Yo, these people
but truthfully, we really have to.
I appreciate being on the panel, man. But at the end of the day, man, support yourself or die. Unify or die. This shit is very, very. That's why I love nature, because nature will tell you what it is you're supposed to do. They're killing us out there, and you don't have enough economics. Just matter of fact, you don't even transfer wealth. Niggas don't even know what a will is, bro. I bet you the Nile Valley Africans did. I bet you I beat the shit out of SETI and them on that date, December 18th. Right? I bet you they get beat up in that joint. Right? So at the end of the day, man, check this out, man. All the legal documents that they use today is the same shit they use in Africa. Let's stop playing. Let's get on board. Yo, I love everybody on the panel. Hey, Jabari, come on, yo.
Hey, yo, look.
It's about that time, yo. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, look.
I grew up. You got to give me that.
Brother Uncle's from B-Mall, but he's in Atlanta. My publicist is in Atlanta. Jabari is from B-Mall. He's in B-Mall. 300 Gangsters is in the building from B-Mall. And Michael Edwards just left the building. I was just about to call him and ask him if he wanted to talk again.
I like Mike. I like Mike, right? But at the end of the day,
it's
not a religious problem, yo. This is the problem of economics and politics, man. And the religion that we follow is politics. That's why I don't get nothing done for us, because it's not our politics. I never had a problem with God, right? It's the politics. African people got to find the politics in their God, man, and make that thing work for them, yo. That's all I'm ever saying, bro. So look, I'm out of here, polite. I gotta go, bro. I appreciate you getting me in on this, man. Really, I appreciate that. And you know, you always got my support, yo. And you know, we working on something to get you down here in Atlanta, bro. Appreciate you.
No, I'm dead, man. No one understands.
All right, Jabari, I appreciate you, man. You know, hey, I've been in Baltimore. We got to hook up, bro. You already know that, yo. You know, I've always been a fan. Yeah, I'm saying of your work. See, people don't really know who you are. I know. I know who you are. See, Baltimore need more niggas like you. And I don't want to use the word nigga. They need more organizers like you, bro.
That's good.
Back in the days in the barbershop, like the Dr. Ben lectures. Like, I mean, I wouldn't have met Dr. Ben if not coming through you. Like, there was nothing cracking without you. So I'm saying, yo, I'm there for you like you was there for me. You know what I'm saying? And my development and my growth as an African. I appreciate you, Jabari. Black African power, brother.
Black African
We're gonna get up, bro. Get up.
Let's get it, man. Let's get it. So, you know, at this particular point in the show, I just want to remind our viewership that we do have an event coming up. And this event will be taking place in Baltimore, Maryland, Saturday, December 17th, 2016, Triumph or Try Trump, featuring King Los, Miss Wright, and of course, yours truly, Brother Polite, the head of the Crown Illustrious Supreme Grand Apperception of our New Covenant community. We will be discussing how to go about reconstructing the maternal consciousness and socioeconomic disposition of the Black community. All right. And this lecture, of course, will be held by Miss Wright and of course myself, and we will have a live performance from Baltimore's very own King Los. We doing this to close out the year. All right, we closing out the year with a bang, family. Saturday, December 17, 2016, in Baltimore, Maryland. I'm treating this place like it's Brooklyn. We're gonna be lit. Y'all know how we do. So travel, get your tickets in advance. We're gonna talk to Jabari about that. It's $25 in advance tickets. Go to 2012stores.com to purchase your online stream, to watch the pay-per-view, to get this event pay-per-view, to see King Los, who's signed to Kanye West Management, who's from Baltimore, who is writing your favorite rapper's music, because he's an extraordinary writer and he's been writing music for a lot of your favorites. Check him out. Check out Ashley, who has over 100,000 followers on Instagram, doing her thing, uplifting the sisters and raising their maternal consciousness. Check her out. And then, of course, you know myself, the head of the Crown, illustrious Supreme Grand Act Perception of our New Covenant community, NCSD, New Covenant Special Defense. We will be in the building. The gang members will be in the building, showing love, helping us organize this event. And then we having a meeting of the minds with our brothers from different hoods. Our slogan is, let's make the hood great again. All right? Trump wants to make America great. I don't know when it has been great. Black people have been having hell since its inception. But we will make the hood great again. That's what we will do. So we are organizing the hoods by connecting them on this great day, December 17th, and preparing our New Year's resolution a whole lot more earlier than everybody else's. So we can go into 2017 organized before President-elect becomes the actual president and all hell breaks loose. So I hope everybody else is ready. Then we got, in Ohio, we'll be having a toy drive. And right after the toy drive, I'll be having a lecture at the York Wright Masonic Hall, 13512 Kinsman Avenue, Cleveland, Ohio, 44120, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. I know some of you spooky. It's a Masonic Hall. Yes, with Brother POLIGHT being featured. We'll be in Cleveland, Ohio, giving out toys at America's oldest projects. Our youth is struggling because the parents are struggling. So we're going to have a workshop for the parents. It's also open to the community. I'm going to do a lecture and I'm doing a workshop on economics, on politics, and also letting them know that we've created an outlet in Cleveland, Ohio to help our brothers and sisters that may be the subject of child molestation, that may be the subject of domestic violence, that may be the subject of destitution, that is to say extreme poverty. Be there, family. So that's at the York Wright Masonic Hall, 13512 Kinsman Avenue, Cleveland, Ohio, zip code 44120. We'll be giving out toys. Starts from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. The toy giveaway will be before 8 p.m., of course. We already have over 50 toys assigned to over 50 children. We're working in an effort to get up to over 100 toys for free. These are not cheap toys. We've been doing this with all our own money, which brings me to the next point. Go to our GoFundMe page. Just go to GoFundMe and look up Vegan Revolution. Type up Vegan Revolution and donate as much as you can. If you only have $1, do not think, don't donate it. Donate the $1. And when you come across another $1, donate the $1. We're not sitting here annoyed. This Negro here, he go again with another $1. Doesn't matter. We got to get as much as people involved. If everybody right now donated $1, we would have over $500, over $600. Let me see who we got over here in this stream. Okay, if everybody donated $1. So don't undermine it. We can get a lot accomplished between the toys and the food we giving away. We will be giving away vegan food from now straight into what? 2017, we'll be giving away food. Donate the $1, fam. I like that talk. At least donate the $1. That's all we saying. Because we're going to do this thousands of times so we can keep talking to thousands of different people. Donate the $1 because the strategy we're using, we're stopping the violence in the community by talking to the G's and having them work with us to give away the healthy food. Why? Because we know it's a direct correlation between bad food consumption and bad thinking. Anywhere food is at a nutritional low, we see the frequency of the people results in the same. And in turn, it precipitates violence. We know that disease is not inherited, but bad habits are. What are the bad habits? The bad habit is just not the food you eat, but the people you surround yourself buy in the neighborhoods you stay in. So the neighborhood has been passed on from one generation to the next. And the stress of the neighborhood hasn't changed. So the stress of the neighborhood is passed on from one generation to the next. And the stress incurs or offsets an appetite. That appetite is in place in order that it may nullify the actual anxiety. And if the emotions persist, that is to say, if the emotions go unresolved, then we will overindulge in that which we crave in an effort to suppress the anxiety. And that will in turn, result in disease. So we eat ourselves into disease by not responding to the anxieties in the form of appetite. We know that we are suffering from a gang violence problem in our community and a fratricidal war in general, whether people be of gangs or not. We understand that. We also know homelessness is at an all-time high in the Black community. So is poverty in lower income communities. So we came up with a strategy where we can address all these things all at once. Which is to say, we find that quite often when brothers contribute or conduct selfless acts of love, it creates neurological responses in their brain. Cortisol gets suppressed, the stress disorder part of your body, that goes out the window. And now oxytocin starts being produced, the feel-good hormone. And it makes you addicted to whatever was responsible for its inception. So when we get our brothers and sisters to conduct selfless acts of love, they get this euphoric feeling by way of the oxytocin, which is the same thing you find in crack and cocaine. And therefore, we make our brothers and sisters addicted to doing good for people other than themselves. And it changes their whole personality. It changes their whole frequency. They actually stop banging on each other and start banging on poverty. They actually start saying, I want to protect these homeless people. I've seen it with my own eyes. I want to hug these homeless people. And in fact, technically, all Black people are homeless in America because we've been kidnapped. All right? We just exist in variant forms of poverty. We exist in variant forms of homelessness. But we are homeless because many of us were not indigenous to this land. Many of us were kidnapped. And so long as that's the case, no matter what kind of abode you may reside in, you are still homeless until we truly liberate our people. I hope everybody's listening to me. This is some real talk. We turning up with the information right now. We got the religion out the way. It's time to talk that real talk right now. So Brother Jabari, do you have any other comments or questions?
Yeah, I'm just, listening to everything you're saying, man, with all these killings going on in the community, police brutality and everything. We got all this beefing going on in the conscious community, you know what I mean? Man, why can't we get it together, Brother Polite? I mean, what's going on, man?
Well, we got an example of why we couldn't get it together. We get very emotional. Nobody wants their doctrine attacked. Yes, the Black man has to be more sensitive during certain occasions, or on certain occasions, the Black man has to be more sensitive about the other Black man's religious disposition, all that which he adheres to, because now the Black man is very slick and he'll say, I'm not in a religion, I'm in a spirituality, or he'll use another euphemism. But we know what we're talking about. So yes, we have to be more sensitive to each other, but then at the same rate, how can we be warriors to protect our women and children if we can't handle a man in an endeavor to tear down, criticize, or even mock us a bit because he disagrees with whatever it is that we make subscriptions to day to day? So what's hindering us is a lot of ego. That's a fact. Yeah. That is nothing new. But what's really killing us is the jealousy in the community. That's what's holding us back. Yeah. The jealousy in the community is what's killing us. The unnecessary conversations that take place in the public that really should take place in the private is what's killing us. And so it goes on without saying, the main thing that we're having a problem with in the community are the people that are leading. Meaning, if the leaders don't give the best examples, then the supporters of the leaders will not be the best of examples. In fact, they will follow their lead.
Right.
So if the leaders don't have a chill button where they say, man, you know what? I do got a lot of people walking with me. Let me not act a fool. Or if the leaders understand, you know what? I got a platform. Let me not abuse my platform to attack other people, because people actually come on this platform to hear us learn. Let me not allow my platform to be an abode where things can get so bad that we can discourage people from wanting to be part of the mission.
Right.
We have to evolve to that level. So a big part of our greatest hindrance in our community is the leaders. It's not even the people that's doing the following, the day-to-day people who work and tune in to hear everything. It is the people that represent the people, or it is the people that the people want to represent them. Because once they start tripping, it's like I know what it is to be in gang culture. So it's very easy for conscious people to start set tripping. Once the platform allows people to disagree with each other in very volatile and very hostile ways, it's very easy for the people that adhere to them to start set tripping.
Right.
And saying, you know, well, F him. No, F him. Y'all ain't down with him. Well, I ain't down with him. And once that starts, we back at square one. It's very difficult to pull off any type of mobilization efforts if the divisiveness, that is dissension, is being promulgated and initiated by the very people we entrust to bring us together.
Right.
So that's the stuff we got to check out for.
Yeah. I say, I've been in the community for a long time, and I don't work with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, everybody with their beginnings and all, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's kind of sad to see, you know what I'm saying, like some people in the way that they, you know, go about the community and all. But I think the leaders themselves, a lot of the leaders haven't been trained themselves on this new position. I think sometimes it comes up so fast for them, you know what I'm saying? Then when they realize that they're in leadership, they don't know what to do with it when they're in leadership. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So some kind of way, those people that's in leadership, that's in full leadership, got to come together, you know what I mean, and sit down and say, hey, look, even if we don't agree with each other, we ain't gonna speak bad about each other in public, because we know we all got a different following. See, because for a lot of young people, man, they get into this joint and they may follow a Polite, they may follow Umar, they may follow a lot of different folks, and they like, damn, all right, I'm in the movement, man. It's the movement. I'm just good. But then when they get in there, man, they start saying all of the bickering and fussing back and forth. They're like, damn, it's like the same shit in my house. You know what I'm saying? Same shit in my household around the neighborhood. It's the same stuff. And a lot of them get discouraged, you know what I'm saying, and they get out of it. You know what I mean? I know when I first became conscious myself, you know what I mean, back in the 90s sometime, you know what I mean? And I'm same way, like, man, I'm in the movement. And I started saying, like, you know what I mean, between Steve Coakley and then this person was beefing with that person and that person, you know what I'm saying? Like, it almost drove me out. It almost drove me out the movement. You know what I mean? I'm like, man, I could stay around the way and do this right here, you know what I mean? But I know, you know, I had a bigger calling in the whole list of things, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, yeah, man, I mean, so I'm just want to do your organization got a platform for, you know what I mean, for proceeding with this type of unity that we talking about? I mean, is it something that
we have
that you have or something?
Well, we have the NCSD, the New Covenant Special Defense. That's our umbrella. And then we have the National Coalition for Justice and Black Power, in which several organizations could come and unify with us as a collective. So several parties can come in, and that's where Malik Zulu, Shabazz, and I may interface with each other, because the National Coalition for Justice and Black Power has been created so when we agree on things, that's where we all come to. And then when we do things based on our own individual perspective, that's for our organization. All right, that's for our community, that's for our tribe, that's for our immediate culture. So the National Coalition for Justice and Black Power is open to all people of our community that beseech resolve and feel they have something that they can contribute towards it. That's what we have created. So we had an incredible observation, or the community had an incredible observation of this in a couple months ago in Ohio during the Democratic convention that was out there. And we was turned up. We did a great job. So, yeah. We did a great job organizing everybody. There was several organizations there that represented Detroit, that represented Chicago. We all met up in Ohio, and we made an oath amongst each other to be there for each other and by each other. And therefore we erected the National Coalition for Justice and Black Power. And we've been organizing with each other since and incorporating other communities. So for those people that are interested in joining our movement, particularly the NCSD or New Covenant Special Defense, please email us at NCSD, New Covenant Special Defense, NCSD, organized with a D, organized at gmail.com. Email us, we'll respond to you. Let's get you activated, let's get you working. Because that's what we're doing here. We in these streets, giving out food, giving the toys to the children in an effort to leverage that relationship with them, to connect with their parents, educate them about the opportunities they do have, and how much more viable it is for them to sustain themselves through participating in the organizational fold, so their children are not left out there, because there's only but so much a lot of these people from these theological institutions are going to do for the people that are there that get murdered. Because let's be real, at the end of the day, when a lot of these people die and they, God, Jesus, the family come out, everybody goes to church, we like, yo, they not mobilizing. Let's just be for real. They just go back to prayer. Let's just be for real. I'm not saying this to undermine anybody's religion. I'm saying we have to have a sense of racial pride when one of us gets murdered so things can get done. But if the people at the forefront that are being abused are insecure about being racially proud in the same manner in which many of us are racially proud, it puts us at a huge disadvantage, because those brothers and sisters will tell us, we don't want your help.
Right.
We don't want that kind of energy.
Right.
I know this.
Right.
I know this very well. Attorney Malik Zul-Shabazz knows this very well. We both know this. We both recognize this. We both identify with this. But one day they're going to come for us. And we got to be prepared. Every now and then, they come in our community just to see how strong we are and make an example out of us. An example I will not be made of. And that's why wherever I roll, the guns are out, the goons are out, the gangs are out, the martial artists are out. And if you think I'm joking, the bulletproof vests are out. I don't play games, because at the end of the day, I know I'm on CNN. I know I'm on Fox 5. Fox 5 will be there when we in Ohio, family. That's a fact, covering our story. But I'm not going to get caught slipping for nobody. That's why I got to stay mentally sharp and physically sharp. Right. I got to make sure the security team is there. The last time I was in Ohio, I had snipers all over me while I was on TV talking. And brothers were standing by my side to block the aim of the snipers from the sides of the buildings. That was the most profound and eerie experience I ever had in my life. That's when I said, this is officially on. And so I'm coming back to Ohio, and the news will be there again, because Brother POLIGHT is coming back in town. And I'm going to turn up. I turn up in front of the cameras. But when I'm talking to my people, I got to have a different conversation. But I cannot be apologetic when I get in front of those cameras when I'm talking to these white folks and the white community at large and other brothers and sisters that see me on TV. I need to put something in their brain to make them connect.
No doubt, no doubt. I say this, when we make that call for unity, because I've been reaching out for folks, for all of a lot of the large leaders that's in our community, you know what I'm saying? Would you be willing to come out there when we put that thing together?
If you can get the leaders to come out, brother, that'd be a blessing. I'm going to tell you something.
I don't work with everybody, you know what I'm saying, in the past. So, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? And working with them even to this day, you know what I'm saying? But it is hard. It's hard to get, it's hard. People, their egos is there, you know what I'm saying?
And I'm going to tell you why I had to move on. Yeah. I'm going to tell you why I had to move on. I'm going to tell you why I had to move on and do things the way I have to do it. Because I know from being inside the community that what brings the leaders out is if you got some racks and they come. In the name of unity, we got to pay you racks. Damn. We can't even do it. When you come, we'll hit you off because we know the people are going to come out. We all unite. Nope. And part of the problem is a lot of the leaders are broke. We don't want to talk about this. But I got to tell you the truth. The leaders don't unite because they're afraid their DVD sales may go down. They don't want to share the audiences. This is a very ugly truth. And the reason why I get so much flack in the community, because I'll say something and it hits people like I'm talking to them directly. And then they start rebelling against me. Yo, bro, you better stop. And then I say, did you feel like I was talking to you? But they never answer that question. Once I start calling people broke left and right, all sorts of people start doing videos on me like I was telling them. I'm like, bro, I didn't even know you was broke. I don't even know what you make. And it's not even something that's offensive. It's just either reality or it's not. Like, you're not fooling nobody. If you're still staying in the hood and things are going horribly wrong, I understand. You know, I'm staying here for years. Well, it's easy for 50-plus-year-old people to say that. I am talking to the young G's who, when you turn 30, you're considered an OG. I'm talking about those neighborhoods from which I derive. When people act like they don't know what I'm saying, I simply say maybe they don't. Maybe they're not even acting. But I know there are communities where people understand what I mean when I say we're behaving like animals and we have to change our spirit and change our mentality and change our attitude towards each other. Where we have people killing each other senselessly for their sneakers and their chains, those neighborhoods still exist. Facts. People ready to take your life for a coat. Those neighborhoods still exist. And even though brothers and sisters want to tell you, but look who created the condition, brother. You Negroes don't talk about the condition when you disagree with celebrities. You say that they're coons and they're mother effers. When the celebrities do something you don't like, you don't never say, yo, brother, leave the celebrities alone because that's the white man that created the condition in their mind. I ain't never heard nobody blame the white man for the celebrity they disagree with. But when I talk about the drug dealer, when I talk about the murderer, the senseless murderer of black people, Brother POLIGHT is the condition that the white man created. You come with that smooth talk. But when I talk about the man with more money than us, oh, he's just a coon. Oh, that guy, he's a coon. So I know what this is really about, family. You can't tell me. I'm not slow. I know what this is about. I know what it's all about. So you guys came for me. Like, now I don't have the right to talk about black issues because I'm making more money. So since I made more money, I'm no longer black. My black card is revoked, as these Negroes say. See, they play pretend all the time. I'm like, oh shit, my black card's revoked. No, Negro, I actually got a black card and I use it to get goods. This imaginary black card being revoked, you had me nervous. I thought you was some kind of credit union or some shit. Then I came to my senses and said, oh, the Negroes are playing pretend again. That's what they're doing. They're playing pretend. Now you got imaginary black cards that can be revoked where you don't have the right to come into the community. See, the reason why we're losing is because we play pretend. Negroes will try to convince you the hood is an oasis filled with just great people who love each other, and black and white people are just interrupting the free spirit and energy. Let me explain something. If we got rid of all white people from any damn hood, now the hood's filled with black people, but we got rid of white people, X amount of square miles radius, who don't live in our hood, but if we just got rid of them and we just left alone, we would still destroy each other. We will destroy each other until we hold each other accountable. Just true. Until we say, man, listen, some of these Negroes, we can't allow on the freedom ship. Because I'm going to tell you, if I owned a ship where we get to leave the country to start our new nation, right, brother, I'm not taking everybody that's brown or black. I just want you to know. And if I have to be hated for saying that, I have to be hated for saying that. I refuse to think that just because everybody's looking all black here, that this is going to work out.
Right. But I will say, if we definitely, and I know you know this, if we change the frequency in our community, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I hear what you're saying, you know what I mean? The frequency that they functioning on right now, you know what I'm saying, is definite destruction, you know what I'm saying? And we got to change that whole frequency that our people are on right now, you know what I'm saying? So I think, you know, that's really what you talk about, that type of frequency that our people are on right now. And it just, yeah, it gotta be switched. Because if we don't switch it, we're gonna continue down the same path that we're on right now. Our daughters, I mean, man, I got daughters, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean,
That's right.
15 years old, and
you have a beautiful family, brother. So I know you understand as a black man in an entrepreneurial state of mind and helping your community like you do. Every time you see your children, you still see the future, and you know you got a responsibility. You can't play around and play these games and pretend like I'm just not going to see the things that we are doing against each other. We are perpetrating some of the worst and most heinous acts against each other. We have created the stark circumstances that we call our reality today. And the greatest coping mechanism that we have is to say, well, the white man did it. Well, I'm going to tell y'all guys something. This is really the question that I've had for the longest. When do we get to say blaming the white man has an expiration date as it relates to us being able to actually organize? How long? Look, I'm the man in the first place. I don't mind blaming white people for why things are messed up. I'm just not going to blame the white man for why I can't succeed. Two different things. Right. I can blame them for the conditions that were precipitated that we found ourselves in. But I refuse to look my wife and my children in the eye and tell them that I am a failure because the white man made me a failure. You see, I can't do that with my black woman. I can't do it with my black children because I'm setting them up for failure. I'm going to let them know there were some huge setbacks. So don't look down on your people like we couldn't compete with everybody else on planet Earth. That they will be told. But I'm also teaching my children, don't you dare let me hear you ever say out your mouth that the reason why you're failing is because shit is too hard because this white man. I ain't got time for that. That's one of the only things I will kick my children out the house for if I hear them say some weak shit like that. Especially a young black man. He should never have license to walk around and say anything in front of women and children like I'm failing because of this white man's making society too hard. Then that has made you the white man's bitch. And he is illegitimately playing polygamy with black men who think so damn weak. I'm not playing games like that. You black men better get out that white man's polygamy. Come out of being his bitch and be a black man. For real. And boss up. I don't give a hell how hard the situation is.
I think like that.
Built too
I think like Dead Prayers say. Right. I think like Dead Prayers say, you know what I mean? We blame it on the system, but the problem is ours though. You know what I'm saying? It's our problem. We gotta deal with it and we got to get out there. I will say that, going to the hood for many years, when we go out there, a lot of them brothers and sisters out there, they want to change. Even some of them that's on that frequency. But if we organize, it goes back to what you're saying. Us coming together, organizing, putting a platform together, much like, what the nation has done, to a degree, They get those brothers from the prisons and the streets, they clean them up, give them a culture, give them something, and then, and release them out to the society, with a new frequency though. That's what we got to do with a lot of our brothers and sisters, because, they out there and they want it. A lot of them want it, but they have been caught into a different frequency, and been programmed that way. And we, the organizers and the leaders, got to change that frequency. And that's why we do what we do. You feel what I'm saying? And that's why we're doing what we're doing. Even in Baltimore when we come, that ain't just about us pulling no event together. You feel what I'm saying? You got King Los, you got Sister Wright coming out there, and yourself, and what we do, what I told them from the now and all, it's all about reprogramming. It's all about us changing that frequency, changing the paradigm going into the new year. You feel me? Let's get it. And before I we got our celebrity publicist on here, Dennis Byron, but we also got Rick Mathis on here. Okay. Okay. What's up? What's up? From Rolling Out Magazine.
Hey, baby.
What's up, my brother? From Rolling Out Magazine, another successful. You see, we can't just have people talking about they part of the struggle. Part of the goal of this platform is to have successful Black people, because people say successful Black people don't want to be involved with the struggle. No, successful Black people are part of the progression. I'm not part of no struggle. Don't talk to me about no damn struggle.
Ready to say that. It's no struggle, baby. It's progression, man. We building over here, man.
No doubt.
We got all the power within us. Right now, see that right there? I had to say power.
That's right.
We got the power, baby. You know what I'm saying? The power's in our hands. We just giving it away to somebody else freely. You know what I'm saying? But we got to know that. We got to know that we got the power in our hand, and it's up to us to turn this thing around. Nobody else.
That's right. That's the talk I'm talking about.
Yeah, exactly. That's what time it is, baby. So we gotta start giving our power away, giving our money away.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean? That's what the film talks about. That's what Black Friday talk about, man. We got practical solution in this film. You know what I'm saying? To better our people and to help further our people.
No doubt, no doubt. So, where do you stand with the? And then just for the low frequency individual in the chat room saying I'm letting the white man off the hook. Let me just say this one more time. That it's one thing when I'm talking to white people. I'm gonna let if we're gonna have a conversation about our race and the historicity of America as it relates to oppression, then I'm gonna talk to the white man about the atrocities that he's perpetrated against our people. But when I talk to my brother and sister, who would just love to hear why we are failing because of the white man, I can't give you that, because you can go to a bunch of failing ass black people who will teach you that shit. There's a bunch of failing Negroes right in Harlem. Hold on, they in Harlem. The king. Hold on. You got the Masonic temple out there. You got the Hebrew Israelite temple out there. You got the Nuwapian bookstore out there. You got the new Black Panther Party out there. You got the Nation of Islam out there. You got every damn body out there teaching. The crackhead out there know who the original man is, the cream of the universe. Like, he knows that. But everybody fucking failing, damn near. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, but what you doing with it?
So
what you doing with that?
You can go anywhere throughout just that community, and people will tell you that the white man's evil. You see, brother, the white man castrated you. You see, brother, the white man burned you alive. You see, brother, after they tell you that, ask them Negroes to put some money in your pocket. See how fucking mute they become. All they want to do is feed you stories about oppression. But if you ask their ass to lift you up after selling you stories about how the white man will kill you one day, or he has killed you for years, after he sells you all that shit that you hear from one block to the next, and you see your community failing, what good is the fucking information if it doesn't uplift you? I'm not saying we don't need to know the history, but how long do we home in on a history that we can't use as a catalyst to come up? Where's the damn economic information? Where's the political information? You see, when we start talking that, they say, you talking that white people talk. You see that, brother? You turning on your own people. You letting the white man off the hook. What I'm saying is, how many years do I need to see the same damn pictures hung up of us being castrated? You think I forgot? You just using that shit because you're running out of information. Teach us some new shit. Come on, brother. Talk to me, my black man. Talk to me. These brothers right here, they want to play games. But when I let the ass in the chat, they going to be mute. They ain't going to play those games when we let them in. Because they know they're going to sound stupid in front of thousands of people at a time. Ain't nobody going to with a black man spewing that rhetoric year after year. That's why they make fun of us as conscious black men and conscious black women, because people want to see the production after the destruction. After you teach us about all the things they've done to us, okay, brother, you got knowledge of who abused you. You think that makes you powerful because you can go around telling the local Negro how the white man has abused us through history? You proud, your chest protruding. I can tell you all about how we keep getting conquered by white people, black man. You proud of yourself for doing that shit, ain't you? You proud of walking around terrorizing your own people with a history that doesn't include us in our pristine state of greatness. While I'm here and I'm alive, and I gotta be able to show my children that amidst of all the atrocities perpetrated against our people, I still gotta be able to show my children signs of hope in the form of success. And I don't give a hell if the success runs out, because all Negroes do, when you lose your house, brother, or when your wives leave you, brother, or when that white man's money system collapsed. And guess what? It'd have been good to live it up even if it was just for 24 hours, so I can recollect how it felt to be my ancestors. Even if it was for only 24 hours, I had a nice damn house and a nice car. It would be great before I leave this damn planet, before I just become complacent with poverty and destitution and dilapidation, before I grow content with that crap. It'd be great if I only experience success for just 24 hours. So save me and spare me with your stories of how the white man is going to take everything from you one day, and then I'll see. What kind of black people prey on your fall and your demise? What kind of old ass Negroes that are 20, 30 years older than you keep preying on your demise. What kind of Negroes are we dealing with in the community? The community is destroyed because the leaders are no longer supporting the youth. They're damn jealous of the youth. Come on, brother, talk to me. You're a successful black man. Talk to me about the success in your business. That's what I want to talk to you about, because I want people to know out there that black people can also be successful. I don't want to sell them on the slavery story, because they can go to any Negro block to block to block to hear the slavery story, but they can't go to any Negro block to block to block to hear the success story, to see the success in real life. You right here in real life. Can you tell the people what you do, how you do it? Tell them your success, brother, please.
No doubt. Let's check it out, man. Hey, that's beautiful, man. I'm glad that's what you're talking about. But here's the thing, right here, man. The film Black Friday is a solution-based film that deals with how we, as African Americans, value a dollar and the importance of leaving a legacy for the next generation. If you out here on the street and you yapping, you ain't leaving no legacy, baby. You ain't. All you leaving is some books. What the kids gonna do with those books? You live in a capitalistic society. At the end of the day, it's about the dollar. If you don't like that equation, if you don't like that system, then guess what? Leave America, because that's what it's about. It's about money. Now, the thing that I say about money is don't sell your soul for it, but we all need it in order to survive and operate in this system that we're placed in. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the film deals with. So in the film, a 9-year-old asked me to start the film off. A 9-year-old asked me, if you die right now, would you leave bills or benefits? If you die right now, if it came down to it, would you leave bills or benefits? That's a heat check. That's a temperature check right there to show you where you are with your finances. Because at the end of the day, it's about leaving a legacy. You had to start from ground zero. I had to start from ground zero. It's time out. Our kids shouldn't have to start from ground zero. Opportunity in this world. There's too much opportunity right now. Right now, you could have an idea, create a product, and sell it around the world. Not doing that.
That's a fact.
What's wrong with you not having no real estate, no land? You know what I'm saying? How you gonna say you free and you don't even own any land?
Talk to him.
I don't care if it's an acre. You gotta own some land, baby. That's how you build. That's the building block of wealth. But we haven't been taught this, so now we want to talk against economics and all of this stuff and having money and having nice things. Ain't nothing wrong with having nice things. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have nice things, man. You gotta be able to show your kids a different side of life. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
That's
so anybody talking about something wrong with that, then guess what? You out of your mind, bruh. You totally out of your mind. You know what I'm saying? We born. It's our birthright to live on this planet with abundance. The planet is abundance. The universe is abundance. So when you start dealing with laws and things like that, universal laws, not man-made laws, then you understand that and you crack that. You know what I'm saying? It's your birthright to have prosperity, period, to have abundance. You don't see the birds flying around and they don't have enough food. They don't have enough resources in nature. Nature is abundance. The resources in nature is abundance. You know what I'm saying? We just got to get off of that. That's the white man stuff. That's the man. Come on, man. Back when we really had it going on, when we really were kings and queens, if you want to talk about that, you know what I'm saying? That's what we had. We had gold. You know what I'm saying? We had diamonds. We had jewel. We had the land. We had the resources, the raw material, and that's what it's about.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? In the film, I did my DNA to find that, and that's part of the reason right there. That's part of the issue right there, Brother Polite, is because we don't know our story. You know what I'm saying? So in the film, I partnered with African Ancestry, did my DNA test, found out that I'm from the Akan tribe in Ghana. You know what I'm saying? You know the value that gives me?
Wow.
You know the worth that gives me? You know what I'm saying? Right now, we don't know our worth. We don't know our value, so then we limit ourselves to just being people that talk about knowledge and just talk about it, but not really having the substance. That's symbol with no substance, baby. You gotta have substance, not just be a symbol. You know what I'm saying? That ain't no nothing right now. You gotta have substance with that symbol that you're representing, man. So you know what I'm saying. So that's what the film talk about, man. In the film, one of the brothers in Cleveland, Larice Purnell, takes money out of his own pocket and renovates a black-owned business in the hood. And you should see the look on that lady's face when they pull up to that business in a limousine, take the blindfold off of her eyes, and she walk in and she see her business is renovated. That's power,
a very
right?
beautiful
That's
sight.
power.
Very beautiful sight.
Not just standing on the corner preaching this stuff, not just holding your fists in the air. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can walk around and hold their fists in the air, but put some money behind that.
That's right.
That's where we at right now. We in a technological age right now, an entrepreneur age right now. If you ain't got nothing to sell, you don't have no products, you don't have a service to sell, then guess what? You out of luck because the industrial age is over. The age of working for somebody else is over. Working 40 hours a week, 40 years, that age is over. You got to have a product. You got to have something to sell now. And black people, we the most creative people on the planet.
That's right. That's right. But
we created all of it. We can talk about it and look at and say, yeah, we created this and toot our own horn. But how much of that was passed down to the next generation so we wouldn't have to struggle like the way we struggling right now? Very little. If you take the Technique turntables, we revolutionized the Technique turntables. But how many of us black people are getting paid off of that?
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? We revolutionized that. But that's what we got to start doing, creating this stuff and owning this intellectual property so that we can get paid off it and we can pass that down to our kids. You can't pass a job down to no kids. You can't pass no books down to no kids and expect them to be able to live off of that. You can't pass that down. You can tell them about it, but that ain't gonna help them build and grow and be successful. So that's what this film deals with, man. Right now we spend $1.2 trillion as African American people in America. That's enough money to be the 16th largest nation in the world.
Wow.
The 16th largest nation in the world. That's more than Canada's economy for the year. That's more than the continent of Australia's economy for the year. But if you look in our neighborhoods, you look in our community, it looks like Beirut. It looks like we're a third world country, and it's time out for that.
Fact.
I'm glad Trump in office to light a fire on our ass to make us get up and do something now.
That's right.
Now we know what we really up against.
Let's talk that talk. You talking that talk.
They don't give a damn about us. See? Now we know what we really up against, man. So I'm right in line with you, man. And I thank the brother Dennis Byron for, you know what I'm saying, invite me on here on this Google Hangout to talk about that, man. Because, you know what I'm saying, this time out, man, the thing that we're doing is nation building.
That's right.
We got an app right now that you can go on your phone and download called the Film Black Friday. You can list your black-owned business in our business directory for free. The business, it will show your business. It will show, it's integrated with Google Maps. It'll show you, take you directly to the business. You can list a phone number, email, and your website. With technology, it's time out. The playing fields have been leveled with the internet.
That's right.
You just got to put in the work, bro. It ain't no more excuses now. We just got to put in the work. Only thing standing between you and success is the W, the O, the R, and the K. Put the work in, bro.
That's a fact.
Do the homework. Anything you want to know about is on the internet. Pull it up. Research it.
That's right. And it's not a monopoly on it either.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what we got to start doing. And time out for these fools talking about that's the white man game, man. That's crazy, man. I never listened to that. How you gonna be in a capitalistic society and say, you know, you don't want no money? That's crazy. You don't want to enjoy the finer things in life. You don't want to travel. You don't want to expose your kids to another life. In Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? You got cats who ain't been outside of 285. What's wrong with that? You got cats who ain't been outside of 285. It's a world out here, and it's not the kids' fault. It's their parents, because the parents hadn't exposed them to the world. They say a insect is only as big as the leaf that it crawls on. Its world is only as big as the leaf that it crawls on. Expand your world, expand your horizon, people. Check out the film Black Friday, man. The filmblackfriday.com.
It's out already.
Oh,
it's out already, bro.
It's on your popping too.
Yeah, Dennis seen it. I seen your copy, man.
See, my brother, we was just talking about controlling the narrative, and there you go. You right in tune. Check out the film Black Friday, and we was also talking about Black Friday as well. So that combination of information is very important. I hope you guys realize you're looking at a legend. You see, because the state of mind my brother is in, he was able to accomplish tasks that also empower his people. So reciprocity takes place. It's mutually beneficial for him and for you all. I'm suggesting everybody, I'm going to get it. Black Friday. Where can we go to get this Black Friday, my brother?
BlackFriday.com. You can stream it there. You can buy the DVD, either or. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have a DVD player, you want to stream, the filmblackfriday.com.
We got to get that.
You can check it's official. And the ending, I won't give a spoiler alert.
Wow.
Well, you like the ending, Dennis?
The ending is powerful. But the common denominator that I spoke about early on is just what Brother Mathis has just addressed. He just addressed, that's the common denominator that was missing in our community. It's missing. But we are coming to consciousness and we're realizing this. And trust me, this next 4 years of Donald Trump in the Oval Office is going to be an awakening for those who have been asleep. So I hope they're listening. Yeah, get on your A game.
When we as black people get pushed against the wall, that's when we strive. When we built all that we built prior to integration, that was because we had no other choice but to do for self. The king, we babies with a crown, but we got to grow into our kingship. That's what that mean on there when you see that. But that's what it's about, baby. I get real passionate about this, so you know.
Well, you put a lot of work in, a lot of passion, you know, a lot of passion. And I saw it. I saw edits. Let me tell you, the editing is top notch. The quality is good. I was watching techniques. I was watching the execution. I was watching. It was really good. Brother Sadnetta. Yes, sir. So watching that film is probably one of the better documentaries I've watched.
Friday, baby.
So
right there.
It's good. It's good. It's good.
All right, get the children out the room. It's about to get ugly.
What did he say?
Get the children out the room.
This a family flick, man. I think we only got like 2 cuss words in the whole film.
Oh, not family flick. No, we're not talking about that. We're not talking about that.
Film. That's the new film that's about to happen.
Oh.
All right, my brother. Hold on. Michael Edwards, we're gonna ask you to moderate.
Right on, man.
Hey,
yo, but I do have a question I want to contribute to the table here, brother.
All right, go ahead, cause we got to get our brother Sarnetta on, man. You know he wants to.
Y'all get ready to turn up too. I know it. But look, check this question out, brother.
See it in his eyes. He jittery.
Oh man. All right, but here it is. Here's the question, brothers. Are there any constructs that we can take from this existing government to further and bolster a movement or our movement? I'll give an example. The Second Amendment, right? The Second Amendment starts off with the A clause, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state and the right of the people to bear arms and all of that other stuff, right? But is there room for us to borrow from that? Because that's one aspect that we don't have now. And for all of the people that want to make real steps and moves, this is one aspect that's not present in our community. You know, I'm a Hebrew. We got
all of the things that was discussed earlier that, you know, we don't have to go into all of the foolishness about earlier, but anyway, we'll get back to that, man. But just make that question out. Jim, hit me with something on that you think that we can take from this construct into our nation or community.
Well,
go ahead, brother.
Well, the article, the Second Amendment, is just doesn't apply to whites. It applies to all of us. So the mere fact that it is part of the Constitution, the first 10 amendments of the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and the Bill of Rights basically govern how government treats their people, the individuals. So yes, every part of every Bill of Rights, the second one, not just the second one, the first one, which we're exercising right now, freedom of speech. But the second one, every part of that whole Constitution is applicable to all of us. So the key is, how do we use that to our benefit? How do we use that to our benefit? How do we apply that as we move day to day? So while I'm not an attorney, I would like to bring in one that can kind of a real one that can give us an overview how we can apply that to our day-to-day activities. And one of them, as obvious, is everyone's getting gun permits. If you don't have a felony, you get yourself a gun permit. You can bear. You have the right to bear arms. But even if you do have a felony, you still have the right to survive and to bear arms. So, yeah, so the Bill of Rights applies to all of us. So I don't want to say that we have to take something away from that to apply to us, because it's part of us. If we're Americans, it applies to us. So all that applies to us. Now we have to know how to use it to our benefit.
Beautiful. Beautiful. That's very good. And I think that should be said and exercised, because I think a lot of our people want to cast off the writings of the system like this document. But these things pertain to us, every single article and amendment. And so what the brother is saying there, that's righteous and true. So. Yeah,
it's crazy when, not crazy what you said, but when people feel that the Constitution doesn't apply to them, it does, but you gotta know how to use it. Use the system. You gotta know how to use the system and work in your favor. Like I sit in a lot of courtrooms, and doing what I do, and I watched the manipulation by both sides, the defense and the prosecution. And I tell you, the one who wins is the one who does the best research and know how to apply it and know how to, even make certain objections. So in the course of a conviction, they can appeal it. But the smart side is going to make the most arguments and going to present the most facts to leverage a case. A lot of times we go into these courtrooms and we are told that, oh, you can't win this case, or this case can't be beat. Interesting. And in Georgia, I don't know if you're familiar, but they have this very popular official who was convicted of a bribery charge, very powerful, Beryl Ellis, very powerful. The courts came back today and said that everything that happened in that courtroom was wrong. So they overturned his whole conviction. So he was a sitting commissioner, but he did 8 months in jail, but he still held the seat in government. But to show you, he did his homework. He did his homework, and he got it back from under that situation. Someone in that kind of power. So you just got to know how to use it. You just got to know how to use it. All that's applicable to us, but we just have to know how to exercise it and read it and understand it. Okay. Understand not just the article of an amendment, but the whole amendment. Don't read part of it and say, oh, I got it. I got the part of it. But there's the other part that you got to carry with you as well. And then there's those amendments to those amendments, or those annotations, so to speak. So yes, everything's applicable to us. We just have to know how to exercise and use it. And I'll leave it at that.
Let's get on to our brother Sinetta. The people are in the chat room asking him and asking me. The people are in the chat room asking him and I not to go so hard. I don't know what they're talking about. Let's see. Let's see what they're talking about. What's up, my brother Sal? First of all, let us know about your upcoming event on the 18th of December and who it entails, and then let's get to action.
All right. I'm gonna say peace and Black Power, family. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir. You looking like you in the studio, man.
All right. Peace and Black Power, family. I'm not here to cut up today, man. You know, my children's sleeping and it's late. I'm just here to give my brother Polite some support. I disagree with some of the things he was saying, but I want to ask you one question before we move on. Before we move forward, brother.
Let's get it.
Are you ready for this?
Uh-oh.
Did Sarnetta TV take you global? Yes or no, brother? I don't need a long drawn out. Just give me the microwave answer. Did Sarnetta TV take you to a global event? Yes or no? Because I want to see how real my brother could be right now, face to face with me.
Sarnetta TV definitely took me global. I appreciate you.
All right. Thank you, brother, for just saying that, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I was feeling a certain kind of way, like, you know, you forgot where you came from.
As a publicist, I would also concur.
Okay. Okay. That's beautiful. But now what I want to talk about real quick is that, yeah, Brother Polite asked me about what we got coming up. So there you have it. Like Brother Unc was talking about, you have the up and coming debate with the General Sarah Sutanseti and young Pharaoh going up against the Amira Squad. December the 18th. Has the metal netta been deciphered? I mean, a quick explanation about life on Earth and how human life diversified. That's going to be powerful in itself. The live stream, we got a brand new live stream. I put money into the live stream. To view the live stream, you could go to sarnettalivestream.com. sarnettalivestream.com, and it's going to just be fireworks. I can't wait till my brother Polite come back to his senses and get his ass back in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Come on, that's all I'm saying. But now, let me ask you, brother, because I hear you going in, and this is how me and Polite first started going in.
That's right.
We talking about that white man, you know, and I keep hearing you, Polite, you still saying, but nobody was saying that what you're talking about. Nobody is saying the white man stopping me from progressing. Nobody is talking like that. What I'm saying, when you talk like that, you got to understand that you let this white man off the hook. Remember, Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad said, if I was to so much slip on a banana peel, he said, God damn it, the white man did it. So because the white man is responsible for stripping us of a thorough knowledge of self, Brother Polite, you got to go back to the essence. You got to go back to the root. You got to go back to the blame game. Because if you don't blame him, then you let him off the hook. I'm not saying let him stop you from going on and evolving and doing what you got to do, but I'm saying never take that away from that white man. Keep your foot on his goddamn neck, brother. That's what I'm talking about. That white man, the no good bastard, he's responsible for our children. Because look, had it not been for the white man, we would have probably had a better education. He robbed us of our gold. He robbed us of all the minerals in Africa. So now we can't turn around and say, well, you know, I'm not blaming the white man no more. Brother, it's because of the white man that we are Muslim, Christian, Jews, Hebrews. I mean, you name it. It's because of the white man that we are all of these things and can't come together and unite. So that's all I'm saying to you, my brother. I just disagree with you, brother, on that part.
Now let me respond to you, my brother.
Go ahead, brother.
This is where I stand. When I'm talking to white people, I give it up. I go all the way in. But when I'm talking to my brothers and sisters, I mean, I'm recorded, I'm documented several times going all the way in. When I'm talking to white people, white media, and the message is going out to millions, I may say some inflammatory things. And I may even employ some of the rhetoric that I know may be a little bit exaggerative, but that's just to drive my points home and so they can understand that I'm not apologetic as far as my racial pride is concerned. That's because I'm talking to white people, though. But when I'm in a black forum, I feel like we are having this affair with this reality we call the white man did it. I feel like it's setting the black community back because there's too much emphasis on the reason why things are messed up. It is because the white man. So my strategy has become, for those of you that get opportunities to talk to white people about politics, about the history of America, don't let up. But when you're talking to our people, it's not so much about letting up on the white man. If I'm talking to someone as conscious as you, my brother Sa, or just relatively conscious, then I don't have no time to blame the white man. I got to talk to that brother's soul. I can't look at him. I got to look into him. That's what I'm talking about. So I agree with you when I'm talking to white people. But when I'm talking to my people, I don't have the time to give them that because they can get that from so many other black people. In fact, they get it all too many times from black people. That's how I feel. I don't feel there's enough black people holding enough black people accountable to encourage them to transcend the stress, the turmoil, the poverty, the oppression, the brutality, the racial animus. I don't want us to create any more coping mechanisms after the fact that white people have put us in this position, because I believe it is hindering or impeding on our ability to flourish as a community that contends or purports to want their liberation and their freedom. That's what I'm saying. I put more contention and more strain on the white man when talking to the white man himself. But there's no glory in me getting at the white man talking to black people. I can find no glory in that no more. I hope you understand what I'm saying, my brother. I hope it makes sense. You feel me?
Oh, it makes a lot of sense. First of all, brother, it would make a lot of sense now that, you know, you have white friends, you know, now that you have white associates around you. So it makes a lot of sense because number one, brother Polite.
Hold on, real quick.
Go ahead.
It makes more sense for me to get at white people now that I know white people. I don't know if you're trying to be facetious or you made a mistake.
No, listen, I'm not saying get at white people. I'm saying when you teaching, teach the truth. Don't take off the table what white people have done and still doing today. That's what I'm talking about. Don't say, oh, you know, I don't want to talk about this because I don't want them to get caught up into this, brother Polite. In Hollywood, the rappers, the singers, most of them don't even talk about the white man. Some of them don't even know some of the atrocities that we went through. Look at, for example, James Byrd. When you look at James Byrd, he had white friends. So what happened to him? He went to a bar. He got drunk with his quote unquote white friends. And when the white boys wanted to kill somebody, they didn't look towards the white friends. They looked towards and seen they had a nigger sitting next to him. They took him out in the back, put the chain around his neck, and dragged him to the back country roads until his head popped off. So had James Byrd known about the history about this white man, he would have been reluctant to say, well, you know what? I know I can't trust them like that. I don't want to sit down in the bar and drink with them like that because I know how they give it up. That's what I'm saying, brother. Let's not be afraid to tell our babies what this white man has done to them. My children grew up learning about the slavery and the slave trade and how this white man treated them. You see what I'm saying? So if they fuck around and grow up and get old and go out there and condemn that act, then that's on them because they know better right now. They know.
I believe you have.
So I'm not saying just go around and white man, white man. That's not what I'm talking about. But when we have the opportunity to teach real history, brother, anything other than that is fluff. If you're going to teach history, you got to teach history, real history. Ain't no knocking nothing off the table.
Now, you see, I think the problem is that you agree with me, but sometimes you have a tunnel vision and you're just so aggressive. You find the argument even when there's no damn argument. So let me tell you this. I agree to tell the story the way it needs to be told. And I have to fill it out based on who I'm talking to. So if I'm talking to a brother he is totally oblivious to our plight, to us living in our diaspora, to us suffering from an acculturation process. That is to say that we are adopting foreign ideas and traditions, and we are victims of circumstance when we look at the language we speak and the way or manner in which we worship. That person needs to be educated because they reflect us being stripped of a thorough knowledge of self. However, everyone isn't on an intermediary scale. What happens when I'm talking to a Black man who knows or gives me the impression he knows enough for me to charge him with the conviction to do better and not be lost in the mire of the conviction that the white man has held him down, so much so that even when he's trying to climb up, it is almost as though the white man is still there, though he's not. See, that Black man needs to be spoken to in a manner in which he can tap into the potential that dwells within himself. I agree with you, but to insinuate that I am neglecting the opportunity or avoiding the opportunity, or that I'm afraid when the opportunity presents itself to educate my brother or educate my sister, that is completely wrong. The education will take place whenever it suffices, but it can't always take place the same exact way because each person is on a different level. And that's something the teacher has to feel out. So if I see you, like, let's do your stream. Yesterday, you asked the brother, where you from, brother? And what did that man say? I don't deal with the white man's geographical locations. And you told him, get the out of here, you coon ass nigga. You see, y'all, I try to work with this brother and he want to be on this stupid shit. You see what I'm saying? Now, and I was rolling because that's the brother, you don't feed him no more white man stuff. He's overwhelmed with that shit because you asked him, where are you from? He's like, well, I don't deal with, you said, brother, geographically, location-wise, where are you from? See, I don't deal with the white man's locations. The white man likes to control geography. See, we can't give him no more.
Polite. The brother was playing the game like you do so often.
Did that happen?
Where you from? That's like if I say, how old are you? Oh, I'm older than the sun. Come on, bro. Stop playing games. I'm asking you a serious question.
No.
The reason I asked him where he's from, because I'm trying to pinpoint the area.
I agree, Sam, who did he blame for why he ain't want to tell you or deal with the geographical location? Who did he blame?
You tell me, the white man.
He blamed the white man. Now, you see, he don't need no more of that white man shit. He need a dose of reality because that man, the white man got him so distraught from all his knowledge of self that he can't even tell you where he's at because he don't deal with the white man's geographical location. You was just asking him a dead ass regular question. You wasn't trying to trap him. You was trying to get somewhere in conversation. You can even go there because he's infatuated with the white man. He's overwhelmed by the white man. He's overly consumed by the idea that he is always manipulating things, that he can't even have a regular conversation with his brother. That's what we have to stop. Some of these people have been overly indoctrinated with the white man. So when you give them references, oh, that's the white man's information, as if it can't even be correct. No, that's the white man's information. And you say, okay, you doing your own thing out there, living good. Oh, that's the white man's money. But you're getting white man's money till you work for the white man. You feel what I'm saying? Oh, you're wearing white man's shoes. But bro, you pay rent to the white man. Your shirt made by the white man. Your food that you go to the supermarket to purchase from the white man. But these people see things so differently that I think we may have gone wrong by over-accentuating all the wrong that the white man has done, and it's causing us to deflect when it's time to look at ourselves for where we come up short. That's what I'm saying. So what we are having, there's a disparity in what we're saying, and it's just called strategy. My brother, we need you. You should keep the strategy going to step on the white man's neck every opportunity you get, talk dirty about him, you slip on a banana peel, blame him for it. But you also need a brother like me, because some people take that information too far, and it's the reason why they don't feed their family, because the white man. It's the reason why they can't tell you where they're presently at, because the white man's geography. You see, brother, I don't play those games because the white man made the map. See, you see, that's the kind of foolishness I'm talking about.
Well, I never met nobody that told me they can't feed their family because the white man. So I don't know where you're going with that. I never met nobody. I never bumped into anybody that said that.
Well, since I'm going to pretend you're not trying to be facetious, so let me say it in this manner. You can indoctrinate a person where they be handicapped in light of the fear or insecurity that they have by way of the presentation that they've been given. So you can make a person feel like they just can't win or come up. So they may not come out their mouth and say it, but their actions. Their actions will show that they have no zeal for life, because they just, like some of the brothers, it's about war. It's about bloodshed. You said, brother, I'm doing a debate. You know what those brothers say to Sinetta? How a debate going to help us? We being killed right now. The man that's alive saying he being killed right now. The man that's alive, his family's still alive. The man that's alive, his children still alive. The man that's alive, his friends still alive. We presently being killed right now. All he understands is bloodshed. You niggas doing debates. He can't even appreciate a damn debate no more. He thinks the whole world got to stop because the white man killed someone. Stop education. Stop paying your bills. The white man's killing us, and he can't even appreciate a debate you do. You know why? Because he's overcompensating. He's been given too much indoctrination about the white man in the hells of America, so much so he can't appreciate an educational forum that a black man is using to uplift the people so we can probably have a damn effective revolution one day. He can't appreciate it. He overwhelmed. Just think about what I'm saying, sir. All of this is on your platform where people can't appreciate the debates. They can't even tell you what geographical location they're from. And this is always because the white man, brother. And I see it on your face when you be like, damn, what the hell is wrong with these people? The school system don't stop what they doing. The Muslims don't stop praying. The Hebrews don't stop praying. But I got to stop what I'm doing because the white man killing people. You and I both know those brothers be tripping, sir. You know that.
But I understand why, and I know why.
Why they tripping? That's the black man that put that in.
Because it's the white man. Because it's the white man. That's why. I just told you, Polite. Listen.
I can't.
When I opened up, everybody missed it, but I don't know how you can't see it. I know why you can't see it. You can't see it because you think that you are successful. You feel that you are successful and you are on top, and you are not on the bottom with the people in the hood. So you don't see the white man's effect on the people. You see what I'm saying? So I just want to let you know. Michael Jackson thought he was on top at one time. What happened to that? What did that white man do? That white man brought his ass right back down to the level. When James Brown, he thought he was on top at one time. What did that no good white man do? He brought his ass right back down to the level. Who else? Let's go. Look at fucking Mike Tyson. He was out on top at one time. That white man brought him right back down. And guess what, Polite? They all came back to Harlem, to the people. This is what y'all don't understand. See, so you in the chat room, y'all can talk all this hate. I don't hate my brother Polite. I don't hate his success. What he eat don't make me shit. I don't hate what he do. This is what y'all don't understand. I don't never hate on my brothers. I'm just militant, dude. I'm a militant motherfucker. That's all it is. I don't give this white man no slack, man. I don't like taking him off the table when it comes to dealing with the minds and hearts of our people. And that's all I'm saying.
And Sinetta, you are playing your role. That's what you're supposed to do. I mean, everyone has levels, and everyone has obligations, responsibilities, and just like you grooming, I won't say grooming the pharaohs and giving them a platform and everything. You did that for Polite, but Polite has it's just like going to school. There are grades and levels, and then he's graduating. He's not forgetting where he came from, because you can't forget the tools that got you to where you came from. You can't forget those tools. You need those tools all throughout your life. But he can't take a remedial approach to dealing with situations either. When I say remedial, I mean there are levels here. You are getting people prepared to go to the next level, giving them a platform to go to the next level. So it almost sounds like you want him to kind of take it back to where he first started and still pound the white man's response for this. He knows this, and I don't want to speak for him, but just by listening to him and when he talks, he knows this, but I don't think he should make that the focal point in every one of his lectures. And he's physically in Hollywood, but he remembers where he came from. I talked to him all. I talked to him. If I think something, and you could tell him what I said when I first saw the whole situation with was going down. But then I started listening to you explain to me, and you put it into perspective, and I understood it then, because I was the first one that said, close, whatever's going on your side, that make that good. But then you explained to me what you were doing, and then it made sense, So I don't think that you should. People have to catch up to a certain point. You can give these lectures, but they got to catch up a little bit. And sign that is your responsibility, your team.
Check it out. I don't get like this until I hear my brother Polite talking the opposite, the other way. So when he get like that, I automatically come into my defense mode to let him know, nah, brother, I'm still gonna do this. I'm still this way. So when I hear him say things like, we don't need to worry about the white man, you say that to these babies, man, and and the children forget.
Well, I think he's saying not to give them
forget the lessons of history.
Too much power, Sanetta. Don't give them too much power, because when you give someone too much power, then you are forgetting what you have to do.
My brother, check this out. Check this out. There's no Negro on the planet can give the white man any power than he already have. I am not giving this white man any power than he already have, brother. This is real talk. So when people say that, it sounds good, but ain't no black man giving this white man power by telling you his history. Come on, brother. We gotta teach our babies his history. Guess what? The Jews teach their babies their history all the time. They let them know what Hitler and what these people have done to them. They do it all the time. But when it comes to black people, that's like, I don't want to talk about slavery. I don't want to teach my children about slavery. Family, what I'm saying to you is white people teach their babies all the time the lessons of history. That's what I'm saying. So when you say, even Lex Vortex sound like a damn coon. I see him in the damn chat room talking about, leave the white man alone, son. Never stop talking about the white man. See, how you gonna say that to me? If you know who I am, how you gonna tell me to stop talking about the white man?
I would have sent him.
Lex sound like a damn coon when I hear him saying stuff like that.
He needs to live. Now listen, let me explain this to you. In my perspective, the power that the white man has comes from black people. So that's what I mean by we don't want to give him that much more power, because we've already given him enough melanin donations. I mean, the way he won his wars was, hey, we're going to promise these niggas some freedom so we can get the edge. And niggas like, hey, freedom. Today, he'd be like, we're going to promise these Negroes some school and they're going to get the edge. We're going to get the edge. Negroes like, free education, let's do it. I might die in the hood first. Might as well die and get a free education and see what I can do with a job. So,
right, to get that education to work in their system.
You know what I'm saying? So we look at what they do, and whether we realize it or not, we at least inadvertently give him the power to facilitate his what we call white supremacy. Now, it can be cliche, it can be a matter of perspective, and I'm willing to accept that. But as far as I'm concerned, I see us contribute more to white people's globalization efforts than we desist from contributing to them. I'm gonna tell you this, either we helping each other or we helping someone else. That's just how I see the world. I believe we're helping someone else a whole lot more than we helping ourselves. Who spend more and who saves more? White people be dying with millions of damn dollars in the bank. We spend more. We're fueling something. It happens. We spend more culturally. Of course, he set up the system a certain way, we thinking different. I understand all of that. Point of the matter is, he needs us. He needs us desperately. So the fact that I know the white man needs us to sustain himself, is why I got to talk to brothers and sisters and aware them of their power and their potential. Listen, I know you've been told that the white man's the big bad boogeyman, and yeah, he is bad. But let me tell you something. At the end of the day, he still needs you. He has to thrive or parasite off of other people's cultures. I've seen this historically. He never just ran his own world. He had to go to worlds that were already erected and integrate his personality.
That's baby knowledge, man. I've been saying that over 10 years ago, how we can shut down this whole goddamn planet overnight. So I know he needs us, brother. You're not saying something that I don't know. I know he needs us. I know that. I'm talking about his nature. I'm talking about his character. I'm talking about we can't take the lessons of history away from our children. We need to know all of that. That's all I'm saying, brother. I'm not saying that I know that he needs us to make this world go round. I know all of that. I know that.
You watch a lot of sports. You know everyone can't be the point guard. A team will lose. You know, even if there's a point guard like forward, they're going to come a point forward. We got different positions that keep the team going. Whether we playing football, linebacker, okay, quarterback, wide receiver, doesn't matter. How come when it comes to consciousness, it's almost like be Sinetta way or the highway? How come a brother can't say, look, I'm in a different field, so I'm in a different sport? You would like to see it like, oh, come on, brother, don't tell me you selling out. Don't tell me you couldn't. Oh, come on, brother, look how you talking. You got to bring it back to the old days. I'm not outside on the streets in Harlem with the people coming around me, listening to me turn up. I'm in a different environment. There's a different...
Polite. Last year, you was in Cleveland, brother. You was suited and booted.
That's a
walking
different
side by side, Malik Zulu Shabazz, saying Black Power, screaming, telling the community to come out. Brother, if you was with Dr. Khalid Muhammad and then he hear you saying this shit today, come on, bro. What is you talking about? Either you're gonna be Black Power or, I mean, it's no fucking both sides of the fence. Either you riding with Black Power and then tomorrow you saying, well, you know, we gotta stop talking about it. But then when a powerful event come up, you throw back on the Black Power suit. Oh, Black Power, and marching down the street. Come on, brother. What are you doing?
I get it.
What are you doing, man?
I get it. So just stay in the hells of the hood and never come up. And
nobody said nothing about stay in the hood. See, there you go.
Let me finish.
See, there you go.
Let me finish.
Nobody said stay in the hood, brother.
Hold on.
I never said that.
Let me finish and you can correct me.
Go ahead.
Because what it sounds like is I don't have the right to wear many hats. What it sounds like is, nigga, you either going to be turned up and in the hood, banging, boots on the ground.
You said in the hood. There you go again. You trying to put yourself in the hood. You trying to put yourself, brother, you ain't got to live in the hood. You ain't got to live here. You can live where you at. You was in Hollywood.
I ain't saying nothing about living in the hood.
What is he talking about?
I ain't saying nothing about living in the hood. Listen to me carefully. Yeah. You said I was in Ohio, boots on the ground, rocking with Malik Zul Shabazz. Then the next day, it looked like I'm on some other shit. And it's like I'm in and I'm out. Well, I got the right to do that. That's part of who I am. I got the ability to turn up, make white man bow down in the middle of my debate, and then I got the right to go into Hollywood, be in the studios with the celebs, and guess what? When a man go to play basketball, just because he had a suit on the other day don't mean when it's time to play ball, when it's time to play ball, he got to wear his three-piece suit and patent leather shoes on the court. No, when he's on the court, he's going to have his basketball Olas on, his jersey, and his sneakers. If he's the coach, he's going to wear the suit, and he's expected not to wear a jersey and basketball shorts and Olas. But if
okay. So I get it. You're right. Somebody said polite is right. Don't get stuck. I get it. So tomorrow, I could go out there and get me a white girl. Just don't get stuck. Go get me a white girl, and then let me come on back home to my black woman. It's the same shit you say. It's the same thing. Tomorrow, I'm going to go and hang out with the white girls, kiss up on the white girls, and then the next month, I come back home and shout out Black Power and Black Love and Black women. It's the same shit you say.
Those are extreme examples.
Let me ask you a question.
Those are very extreme examples.
Yo,
and
hold on.
You know he's not doing that.
Let me ask this guy a question, because I told you he just like to argue sometimes. So you going to your baby girl's wedding. You're gonna go there with your Black Panther beret and your black boots and the rocket launcher grenade looking vest, be the only one up in there with that? Or are you coming in there dressed for the occasion so you don't embarrass your baby girl? Tell me the bull.
One of the things I do know that I noticed, Polite, that you got a Negro audience. See, there's a difference between me. If you was on my page is more educated, they are more smarter, but you have a Negro audience because I'm looking at your channel and they all saying that's right. It ain't about no black power no more. You niggas are sick, man. That's in the chat. Y'all Negroes are sick. You don't understand when a black man stand up and fight for black people and just have love for black people. I'm not trying to love everybody, but you Negroes are sick. Polite, you got a sick audience. I'm serious, brother. I see the audience you got, Polite. These are the wishy-washy type niggas that you got, Polite. These not the militant black people. This is not the Khalid audience that love Khalid, that love Malcolm, that love that militant shit. They love that, let's stop talking about the white man. We need to all get along. You know, we got to stop blaming the white man. See, that's the audience you got. That's why I'm not even mad at them now. I understand, bro. I understand. I'm not mad at them.
Anybody that disagrees with you is just wishy-washy.
How you gonna disagree with this real talk? How can a real black man disagree with real shit? I don't get it. So, in other words, you gotta be docile. You gotta be dealing with slow gases.
Okay, but can you answer the question? Are you gonna show up to your baby girl's wedding with your beret on and your Black Panther military regalia on her very special occasion?
Come on, what they got to do with anything? Hell, no, I would not do that.
There you go. So you're changing for the environment. That's all. It hurt you and you slick because you made sure you ain't answer. So 10 minutes later, when you finally answer, hopefully no one remembers. But guess what? One thing about my audience, they got good memories, just like Brother Polite. So we got him.
Yo, bring my man Michael Edwards in here, man.
Come on,
bring
Mike
Michael in here, man. Let's get Mike.
Man, give that old-fashioned son of the thrashing. Come on, Mike. I know you out there.
I'm right here, brother. I'm just here listening, man, because my battery's running low, so I had to just throw my logo up. Because when I turn the camera.
So what do you think about what we're talking about, Mike?
Because Michael said Michael said he was an animal, and the people in the hood can be animals too.
No, we're talking about the white man right now. What do you think about that white man, Mike? Should we keep him on the table, or should we stop talking about the white man, Mike?
Absolutely. Absolutely, we should keep the white man on the table, because if we don't, we won't be aware. Or, you know, I mean, when I say aware,
no one disagrees with that.
One second. When I say aware, I mean paranoid, multi-noid. You know what I'm saying? If you're not looking at eugenics, if you're not looking at social engineering, come on, Polite, seriously. I'm not trying to just jump on his side. I'm being honest.
It's not you. It's not you, Mike. It's the fact he asked the question that no one had a conversation about, but then he asked you what you think about the conversation.
Right. I dig that. But check it out. If we overlook the fact that eugenics and social engineering and even social evolution are factors that contribute to our demise as a people and keeping us in the circle, that, you know, that's asinine for us to even think that can't be done to us and that it's off the table. But at the same time, we can't be exclusive. And when I say exclusive, look, we all take a shit, right? When we take a shit, how many of us are buying Muslim toilet paper? We go to Walmart. You understand what I'm saying? So we all need to learn the balance, because I think both of you brothers have a great point, extremely great point. But you got to balance it. You got to balance it, right?
That's right. I agree.
Yeah, that's my input on it. I want y'all to go ahead and bring out something else, because I mean, it's got to have a tipping moment here, you know, for either one to have a really legitimate point, because both of you have a legitimate point right now.
Yeah, but you see, what I'm trying to tell this black man is that everyone has what they do, and what he does continue to do it because it is necessary. But it is not the end all. There's other intervals of what we need energy-wise to bring the people to where they at. Because guess what? All of that militaristic black power talk, listen, that's not for everybody on the level that they may be on. You got to talk to people at the level they are on. We can't forget that. Like if Khalid never quoted that to you, then brother, just understand this information that exists outside of him. We can't just sit here and try to force something down black people's throats. Our people are in the churches, our people are on the streets. We got to talk to them different ways. And guess what? When you talk what you talk, brother, you are offending people whether you realize it or not. And when I talk what I talk, I'm going to offend people whether I realize it or not. So guess what? We just got to learn there's going to be some casualties in war, and who I won't be able to elevate, perhaps you will be able to elevate. But to degrade me and say, man, you are hurting the people. Well, I've seen a lot of people that said, man, I embrace you polite. So guess what? Sometimes you're going to say things, and when you start going in on that cracker, the cracker is some of these people's friends. The cracker you talking about, the cracker is probably in people's DNA. My great-grandmother is a cracker. You know, my uncle's a cracker. You know, when you go in on homosexuality, somebody's related to a homosexual. When people say kill the homo, not you, they're saying kill that person's brother. So, okay, we want to teach the truth as we feel it should be conveyed. But then a master is going to decide how many different demographics can he reach, what may be more of a universal communication to get more people involved. And we got to be honest with ourselves. You know, some of us are just really good at one thing or two things. Some of us may be able to diversify a little bit more. But I don't put down anyone's efforts, because at the end of the day, everyone has the opportunity, granted they're conscious and driven, to collect a certain amount of brothers and sisters that other people may not have resonated with. And that's what we got to accept, bro. That's it. That's why you don't hear me tearing you down. I know we need you. I just say, brother, stop trying to tear me down. Because whether you realize it or not, I'm always getting a collection of emails and messages every day. Don't stop what you're doing, brother. Don't be discouraged, brother. I see what the community's doing. We love you, brother. Don't think everybody against you. And that really picks me up. Because sometimes,
me too.
I know. So, you know, if that's going on, who are we to say the other one isn't necessary? Or who are we to say shut down the other one because he done lost his mind? Well, I'm finding minds every day. You know what I'm saying? I'm finding more than I'm losing. I can tell you that. So, you know, I appreciate you, man. I'm hoping you chill with this chaos. Love you, though. Love you for life. You know what I'm saying? You know, you can't thrive in these non-chaotic conversations.